The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599. Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th at Trine University.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve.
We're kind of like doing a Cubs game. What do we have? About a 2-hour, 45-minute weather delay before we get this one kicked off, but we're looking good. They're running the countdown clock, and we should be getting this game underway in another 10, 15, 20 minutes. Depends what the officials are going to allow. But meanwhile, it is Week 6 for Indiana high school football, and so far it has been Homestead. They have remained spotless in the Summit Athletic Conference. Hi, everybody, and welcome into Chambers Field after a long, long delay. Along with Joe Walburn, I'm Joe Parson. Tommy Norris back with us, and he has treated Joe and me to delicious Northside Chambers Field cheeseburgers. Joe, I'm starving, not anymore, thanks to Tommy Norris. And by the way, we say hello to all the gang at the SummitCitySports.com crew with us as well. Spartans, they start a 2-game road trip. First up here tonight at Northside. Homestead with a statement victory, Joe, at home last Friday night over Snyder. And that's something the Spartans had not accomplished at home since 1998. That's over 20 years. But what really stands out to me, Joe, and yes, the Spartans did put 49 points against that Panther defense. And remember that Snyder was in the top 4 among all Indiana Class 6A teams in scoring defense, giving up going into the game last week at about 8.5 points a ball game. But how about Luke Goody? He throws for 366 yards and still no interceptions.
Yeah, he's been fabulous on the season, extremely efficient. And we were so excited this season, Joe, to really see him play the whole game, and he has dominated. You talked about 14 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's thrown for over 1,200 yards, and his quarterback rating is 173. So he just fits this offense so well, Joe. We saw Griffin Little last week, 10 catches last week, played well, a couple of touchdowns. So many weapons. Jake Archibald in the slot. I mean, and then the run game, Braden Hardwick, that just seems to make all the difference, because when teams sit back in that zone and try to fool Goody, Homestead can come out and run the football. So complete domination. I've never seen a team put up that kind of yards on Snyder up and down the field. We didn't see a punt till about the end of the game, and that was called back because of a penalty. But 543 yards of offense. So Snyder was awesome. I want to mention, too, how good their offensive line's been. I made those tackles, Owen Heyer and Grant Parker, the guards, Brady Parker and Brant Meyer in the center, Robert McCroy, and they've gotten the job done, Joe. And 3 juniors in that offensive line. That was kind of a question mark coming in this year with the offense. Was they knew Goody would be good. They knew they had Archibald. They had Little. But how would the offensive line gel? And so far, that offensive line has gelled. And they're the first team, Joe, since 2000, Bishop Luers, to beat Snyder and Dwenger in the same season.
Let's not lose sight, though, of Northside right now, a vastly different-looking and performing team that it started with that horrific 0-3 winless start and without even scoring a single point. But that was then, this is now. Coach Mike Brevard, he brings his team back home tonight, now owning a 2-game winning streak and now averaging over 33 points a ball game. And think about that, Joe, a little bit, but that includes a 19-14 victory here last Friday night of our Bishop Luers. Second straight season the Legends have defeated the Knights, but tonight North may be missing a key ingredient that really has sparked their resurgence, at least starting 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Deuce Taylor, and he's been awesome. The junior quarterback, 6'1", 165. He has offers from multiple MAC schools, Joe, Akron, Central Michigan, Toledo. They all really like him. We saw him against Wayne, and he was beautiful in the pocket the way he delivered the ball, and you just felt like Northside got that spark. And I think the other thing key when Deuce Taylor plays quarterback is it allows Northside to move Ronald Collins Jr. around the formation and slot back. He can play special teams, he can play defense, and he's such a weapon. So I tell you, if Deuce Taylor plays tonight, Northside can match up on the outside with their athletes, Joe, and it should be an interesting game, but that's the big question. But as far as Northside last week, Joe, 2 stats that stuck out to me. Alex Holiday Robertson ran for 151 yards on 2 touchdowns. So when they lost Taylor, who had the left-hand injury in the first quarter, they went back to their run game, and Robinson got the job done. And then defense, Joe, the defense has been much improved. They only gave up 87 rushing yards last week on 33 attempts. So the defense held Luers to less than 3 yards a carry. They got physical and ran the ball when they needed to. So that was a win that 2-3 years ago I don't think Northside gets. So Northside really gutted it out. So if they can get Deuce Taylor back tonight, you got a rain delay. It's a sandwich game for Homestead. Look, think about it. Snyder, Dwenger. Now you got Carroll next week for Homestead. This is the ultimate look-ahead game for Homestead. So Northside may just catch Homestead in the right position, and we may have a good game, my friend.
Spartans Legends here tonight at Chambers Field. The question, as Joe alludes to, will Homestead be caught looking ahead to next week's encounter at Carroll? Well, we'll find that out, and also what the coaches have to say when we return with our Meyer pregame show. We will step out. We'll take a 3-minute timeout, and up first it'll be head coach Mike Brevard to join us of the Legends, and we'll see what he's got in mind when we return on this rainy night in Northeast Indiana. IHSAA football right here on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket. Okay, let me...
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599. Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th at Trine University.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve
With head coach Mike Brevard, here the Legends back home tonight, now looking to go with a third straight win if they can get past Homestead here tonight. And Mike, you've had kind of the ability to get past Bishop Luers now 2 straight seasons. Made 19 points in the first half, stand up for that win, 19-14. It's amazing because I know you lost a key player early in the game, Deuce Taylor, but your team's really kind of rallied over his absence and held off the Knights. They give up a couple of touchdowns, but came away with a victory. And you know that credits, I think, speaks highly of your team, resilient and find a way to win, even without maybe a key player.
I challenged them. One thing that I addressed to them is early in the season, our offense wasn't scoring any touchdowns. So it kind of became this thing of offense versus defense. And I told these guys, we got to come together. We're going to fall as individuals. And, that was kind of my same challenge versus Luers, okay, one person's down, but are we going to say, okay, this one person's out, so there goes the ball game, or are we going to say, let's come together and end up victorious? And, the defense, they held it down. At one point it was 4th and 1 at, I want to say, Luers' 10-yard line. They came through. So I think they are learning to play together.
It's amazing to me. I know you've seen a lot of football, but how this game can turn around in a hurry. You struggle, and then suddenly you find that continuity. And I'm not going to put it all on one player, but Deuce Taylor seemed to be a little bit of a catalyst in that Wayne game where the team rallied around him. They responded to him. They found the chemistry and the will to win, if you will. Now, I don't know if you're going to have him tonight or not, but can you put your finger on it? What's the difference?
I really think the key difference is the guys are learning to kind of take, games one step at a time. Everybody knows that we start off with the gauntlet. So one thing that we try to do is we try to break our season into 3 phases. You got our first 3, our middle 3, and our last 3. And, our goal in the first 3 is usually, to play them close and try to pop one of the big heavyweights. And then in the middle of the season, we try to, put things together, evaluate, what went right, what went wrong, weeks 1 through 3. And then the last 3, we want to gain momentum going into sectionals.
Well, tonight against Homestead, and of course they looked really, really good last week against Snyder. And I don't know if you believe in the weather, but you might be not too happy to see the rain going on because they're a prolific offense. And talk about Homestead, what you see on film, and from a Northside standpoint, what do you have to do to win?
I think they're very exciting offense to watch. I think they execute very well, and they have some very talented players. Really, it's a simple definition. I mean, you just do your job, and that's how you stop Homestead. And I think they do some things offensively, with the RPO becoming so popular that it kind of takes you, out of your game because they kind of force you to read the wrong thing, and then next thing you know, they throw a pass or they hand the ball off. So they pretty much try to, make the defense wrong. So we can read our keys and play sound. We'll be all right tonight.
Now tell me the truth. You're not happy to see this heavy rain, are you?
I mean, I think tonight, it's going to be on both teams' defenses. I'm a defensive guy, so, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't happy.
Well, Homestead, trying to get the engineering going here. We've got a little bit of different setup here tonight because of the rain coming in. That was Mike Brevard, of course, in his third year as head coach of Northside. They come in with a record of 2-3, the Legends do. A year ago, they were 2-8. They lost their final 3 ball games, including 46-22, a sectional loss at Elkhart Central. Let's step out once again. We'll take 2 minutes, and then we'll come back. And then Chad Zolman, he's got his Spartans at 5-0. Into Chambers Field. We'll talk to the head coach of the Spartans when we return. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket. Well, Homestead,
give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ants in action. Get mad about.
but no interceptions all this season. That just doesn't happen by accident at this level.
No, it doesn't. And, hats off to our offensive staff and Coach Skelton and the way he processes things when he sees things on the field. He's just elevated his game that much more from last year. And so as a result, he doesn't throw a lot of bad balls or make bad decisions, and he's putting the ball in the money, and that's what happens when you do those things. So
it's amazing when we watch it up in the press box. I mean, he can throw the long ball, he can throw the fades 50, 60 yards, but he also throws some jump passes, some finesse things where he runs up in the pocket and just has that knack of finding and leading it with a finesse pass and leading a receiver. Yeah. And again, that's just not a guy you find on the street.
Right. It's just, and it's natural. It's not something, those jump passes are not something you work on. It's just an instinctual thing, and he sees the play, and he found an open receiver on a crossing route, and he put the ball in the right. I mean, just all that in one play. And so his ability to process and things like that is just impressive.
Let's talk about Northside now. You know, they started out such a horrific season, 3 losses and no scores, and now suddenly they've found some resiliency. They've found some continuity and chemistry. Talk about the I want to call them Redskins after all those years, but the legends and what you see on film.
Well, we see a bunch of good athletes, and like you said, they're playing so much better than they did early on. So we have to be very sound because they have a really good running back. They have some receivers that'll go catch a football, and their quarterbacks, both of them, can sling it and put it way down the field. So offensively, they're a threat. And you know, our coaching staff really liked their linebacker core. I thought they were solid, and up front they do good things. So they're better than their record from what we see on film.
Weather can be an equalizer. Does that help you or hurt you a little bit tonight? That's
a good question. I don't know. We've been able to run the ball, so in this weather you need to. So hopefully that continues tonight.
Yep. Head coach Chad Zollman in his 16th year now as the head man of the Homestead Spartans football program. They are 5-0 as far as the rankings. In 6A, the Associated Press has them number 4. Coaches poll has them number 5. A year ago, they were 7-4, eliminated in the sectionals. Who else? By Snyder at 49-35. Let's take a quick 2-minute break, and we'll be back, and we'll get this one going this late night at Chambers Field. Northside taking on Homestead when we return. IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th at Trine University.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm.
BJ, I tell you what, if they are playing the national anthem, additional
Entrust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
"13 minutes before 10 p.m. and we get ready
Homestead has won
for
the toss. They're elected to defer. Northside will receive.
Let's go down and check in with Joe.
Hey, Joe, I'm down here on the field. Our head referee is Jeff Kokenauer, and they went ahead and had the toss. And Homestead won the toss and elects to defer. So we'll see that Northside offense early on. As far as field conditions, the field's not in too bad shape, Joe. There's no wind, so it's a little bit better than what I expected. And I saw Deuce Taylor warm up, Joe, but he's the emergency quarterback, and he's probably not going to play tonight. But what's interesting is Northside's going to start our freshman, Brashawn Bassett, number 17 at quarterback. So Northside goes with Bassett, and they're going to leave Collins in the slot. So that's kind of an interesting dynamic to start this game.
Very good, Joe Auburn. We'll be back with a kickoff right after this 30-second timeout. IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7.
The ball at the 4-yard line, working to the right side hash mark and picking him up, laying him down, and he has scored. 96-yard touchdown run by Jaylen Harris as we are 14 seconds into the ball game, and Northside has stunned Homestead to open this ball game. They lead it 6-0. And how about that? Joe Auburn just getting back with us up here into the press box, and what a start for the Legends.
Yeah, he beat me on the touchdown run, me getting back up to my seat, but you say look-ahead game. What a way to start for Northside. Special teams, big play.
6-0 Legends, and now they'll try to add the extra point to make it a 7-0 lead.
And that's so important because when you start a freshman quarterback, what a great way to begin with a lead like that, Joe.
Benito Romero comes on with the extra point attempt. Here's the snap. The kick is on the way, long enough on the way, and it is good. So just like that, Northside, after a 2-hour and 47-minute weather delay, they're on top here at home. They lead it at 7-0. We'll be back. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurtz Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
Wow, what an electric start to begin this football game here at Chambers Field as Northside, well, it was Homestead that won the toss, deferred. They gave the Legends the opportunity, and Jaylen Harris to the house, 96 yards, 7-0 Northside in the early lead.
And Jaylen Harris is one of the really key safeties on defense, Joe, so that's a big special teams play, though.
Here comes the kick now, and it will go into the end zone. No return for the Spartans. They'll get the ball out 1st and 10 now, and not often that Homestead plays from behind.
No, not at all. You want to step on the gas now if you're Homestead. You want to really get rolling if you're Homestead because that's a big start for Northside. It's kind of an odd night with the weather delay, and you want to get things going if you're Homestead. So I come out here and I throw the ball and I attack with my pass game.
68 degrees here at kickoff in this weather delay. No rain right now, but there may be a threat later on, but we are not expecting storms. Winds out of the west-northwest about 6 miles an hour. Goody out of the pistol. Turns around now. Checks off. Still 13 on the play clock. 1st and 10, Homestead working from right to left as we look at. We're underway here at Chambers Field. Now we're down to 5, we're down to 4. Pistol alignment, Goody does look to hand the ball off to him. No, he wants to throw the ball right side, looking downfield, and he's got a fingertip catch, and they've got a chance to score. We have 2 plays and 2 touchdowns. It is going to be 7-6. That'll be 80 yards on the play to Jared Kistler. What was that guy's name out there?
Jared Kistler, their big play wide receiver, had his breakout game last week against Snyder, and Homestead just doesn't waste time. They fake the handoff to Hardwick, and Goody just lets it fly deep to Kistler. And I'll tell you what, Goody throws such a pretty deep ball, so what an answer for Homestead. Boy, you got some points already, my friend.
So now the extra point, they were short a man, so Homestead has to make a little adjustment.
15 touchdowns now passing on the season for Luke Goody and no interceptions.
And we got potentially 14 points on the board in about 3.5 minutes of play. Right-footed kick is on the way. That looks good. Gunnar Fry trying to tie the game, and he does. So just like that, 7-7. Now you want to see scoring? You may be coming out here to Chambers Field. We got room for you, and we'll be back. This is IHSAA Football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket. With Joe Auburn, welcome back to Chambers Field. What do you suppose the odds are that they'll kick deep now to Jaylen Harris?
I bet they won't, but as far as that defense, I don't blame Northside for getting more guys in the box and playing man-to-man on the outside, but you just can't let those Homestead receivers run by you, Joe. So I think Homestead will probably squib the ball here.
No, they do kick it deep. Here's Harris taking a look again. He's got it at the 2. Looks for a block at the 10-yard line, 20-yard line. Right side this time he's going to run out of real estate. A little bit better defense that time by the Spartans. And it will be 1st and 10 now north side in the 7-7 tie.
Yeah, and that was Cole Etchison that got down there and made the tackle. So Northside stays in their lanes, Joe, and better on the special team. So now we get to see the freshman for Northside at quarterback.
Brashawn Bassett, 5'11", 185.
Throws a nice ball, Joe. I was watching him in warm-ups. Very skilled throwing the football, so we'll see. We'll also see if he's got a little bit of nerves playing this big game.
Alex Holiday Robinson has been doing a lot of the running for the Legends. They spread the field. Tandem receivers either side of the field. And here is a give and nothing there up the middle. Second effort might get a gain of about a couple, 2-3 yards.
It's a great fill that time by Nick Martin, the linebacker. Martin just comes through there and puts the wood on Robinson. Alex Holiday Robinson, we mentioned it in the pregame, Joe. 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Lures really didn't have an answer last week.
They're going to mark that ball up across the 25 at the 29-yard line. Actually, that's not going to be any gain, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. This time 3 wide to the left side, the trips package. A little bit of a diamond formation out there. Weak side to the right is where the ball is going to be, though. Shotgun formation for Bassett, and the ball is over his head. Picks it up on one bounce, going to run, trying to get yardage back, and takes a hit here on the near sidelines. But that'll be a loss, and that's a little bit of the potential you get with a freshman back there.
Yeah, a little bit of nerves. The ball was a little bit slick, but he's lucky it bounced and he was able to get that ball back, Joe, and at least get upfield and get some positive yards. But yeah, that's nerves, but puts him in a dangerous situation here, though, 3rd and long. And if you're Bassett here, you want to be careful not to make a mistake. This would be a great time for maybe a screen call. You get a good back in Holiday Robinson, and I bet you Homestead up front is really going to chase on this play.
Northside, their offensive line, they've gotten bigger with Jacob Lambert back now, 6'6 junior, 280. They average 260 a man, tackle to tackle. 3rd down and 18. Here is Bassett wanting to screen the ball, throws over the middle, and that is incomplete. A little crossing pattern that time, trying to get it into the middle of things, and Ontrell Franklin was the nearest to it, incomplete. So it'll be 3 and out, and now the Legends have to punt the ball away.
Yeah, good defense with Homestead. Really, that was a tough situation for Northside to try to get the conversion. Looked like maybe he was looking for Rodney Woods, too, on that, Joe. And Rodney Woods had a 34-yard touchdown catch last week. So Northside has some dangerous players at wide receiver, but that time Homestead shuts him down, does a good job.
Jake Archbold is back in punt return. Kick is away. Everybody's going to back. It takes a short trajectory. Now is only going to be down at about the 36-yard line of Northside. Though they did not get much on that punt, the Legends. Instead, Homestead will have excellent field position now and a chance at the 9:39 mark of this opening quarter in this rain-delayed game to try to go on top for the first time tonight.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Zolman, that's what I want. I want to come out, I want to execute, and I want to get ahead of Northside and bury Northside early, because this is a look-ahead game, and with look-ahead games, you want to put your opponent away early.
Well, Goody, 1 play, 1 touch through 80 yards. Touchdown pass to Kistler. Now Braden, he wants to throw again. This time a drag route, and he's got a catch, and that's good for a first down around the right sidelines. And that will be a gain inside the 10-yard line down to about the 9.
And that's Rogers on the drag from the slot position, Joe. And we talk so much about Rogers being a great linebacker, but he has really soft hands. And it's just so tough to defend that. With the way Hardwick is running the football this year, 10th in the state in rushing, those linebackers have to respect the run, and it just leaves those little drag routes behind them wide open.
Be 1st and goal now from the 9-yard line. We got a little motion now on the wing back to the left side, resets. Goody barking out the signals, and there was a flag. They wanted to run with a quarterback option on the pitch to the right side, but penalty flag will stop things. As we take a look, and Homestead had 7 penalties last week against Snyder for 101 yards. Joe, they're averaging about 94 yards a game in penalties, and that one will back them up, I believe. No, it's going to be encroachment against the Legends.
But your point to Homestead, though, is well taken. Over 100 yards of penalties and still beat Snyder down like that. And that's something, if I'm Coach Zolman, we can play better, and we can get that cleaned up, Joe, because that's a lot of yards every single week for Homestead. And the other thing that's interesting about Homestead, on the defensive side, they've only forced 5 turnovers, Joe. So, they haven't really gotten a lot of turnovers, and they made a lot of penalties this year.
They're going to stay with the same set. Now they shift the running back and the blocker, and here's Goody. He wants to run that same play. Pitches late, but that's behind Braden Hardwick, and runs back, pivots to the left, got it in, tripped up and dropped. That's a good play defensively by the Legends. That'll be a loss back around the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I thought that he had Hardwick early on the pitch, Joe, but he couldn't get him, and that's one of your favorite players, Arion McCarter, the junior defensive back, and we saw him against Wayne, and he was awesome on the edge, and Hardwick thought that he could get the edge, but that shows you the speed that McCarter has, and I'm trying to tell my youth football players, Joe, when you hit, wrap up, and that time McCarter just wrapped Hardwick up, and that was a big loss.
Clock is stopped with 8:31 remaining. I'm not sure why. Here's motion back left to right by Cam Rogers. Here's a counter run, though, up the middle, and the Legends do a pretty good job of staying at home right in the center. That'll be a gain inside the 20-yard line back to about the 17.
And you talked about Northside playing better defense, and they've got some pieces, Joe. You look at the Redmonds, Theo and Taquan Redmond really lead them on defense. They're having a good season. Jaylen Harris at safety, and I really like their linebacker, LaShawn Miller, Joe. He's really tough, too. So they've got some nice pieces on defense.
Now it's going to be 3rd down, 3rd and goal at the 17. Here's Goody, wants to screen the ball, looking, lobs it over the center. He's got a drop ball. Was that nearly intercepted, but dropped by the Legends. And it'll bring up 4th down, and we'll see if they go for it, or will they try the field goal with Gunnar Fry. Fry is 2 out of 4 from field goal attempts this year, and has he had long earlier in the year, 24 yards. Let's see where they spot this one.
Northside just didn't bite on that screen, Joe. And Devontae Rogers, the defensive tackle, had the ball in his hands for an interception and just dropped it.
This will be a 38-yard attempt, basically the middle of the field for Gunnar Fry. Waiting for the snap. Needs a good hold. Got that. Kick is on the way. Does it have enough? It's on the way and is good.
Oh, wow.
38 yards. Gunnar Fry at the 7:40 mark. And it is Homestead that does break the tie, and they're on top here at Chambers Field, 10-7 with a timeout down below. And we'll be back. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent.
Joe Walburn, I'm Joe Parson. Biggest question we've got tonight, will we be out of here by midnight?
I know they're going to be in restaurants open after this.
Here comes Jaylen Harris again with a kick return. Works middle of the field. Got away from one, but not two of the gold helmeted Spartans. That'll be a return across the 15 out to about the 17 or 18-yard line. That's where Northside starts again. 1st and 10. They led 7-0 on the 96-yard kickoff return by Jaylen Harris to start this ball game. But now Homestead with 10 in a row on the board to lead it by 3.
Yeah, and important here for Northside to move the chains and give their defense a rest, and maybe a chance now to feed the ball to Alex Holiday Robertson and see if you can get him outside a little bit, Joe, or run him between the tackles and help your freshman quarterback out.
Ryan Collins will check into the ball game, one of the wideouts, and they are going to spread the field 3 wide to the right. And here's Brashawn Bassett. Out of the shotgun formation's got the snap read option, does hand it off, running room in the middle. That's Alex Holiday Robinson for the first down across the 30 out to about the 32, maybe the 33-yard line.
And that's a great play call because Homestead has to respect the Snyder weapons on the outside. And that time Coach Brevard spreads Homestead out and gets a nice block from Lambert on the inside and runs that play up the middle with Holiday Robinson. So that's really what Northside needs to do to be able to establish that run, then come back to the pass.
Rodney Woods in. He had a touchdown catch against Bishop Luers. Spread offense 2 wide either side. 1st and 10. The ball's at the 33 of Northside. They trail it 10-7. High snap. They'll run the same play, but this time Homestead is there and drops them right at the 30-yard line. That'll be a loss of about maybe 2 or 3.
And that's the challenge for the freshman quarterback because that time Nick Martin is blitzing and shooting those holes. And what Bassett has to do and Coach Brevard have to adjust is they have to adjust to just that quick little hit on the route, Joe. You know, you take your slot, you just run a skinny post and throw that ball where that linebacker was. But it's so difficult as a freshman to be able to see that. And with the freshman out there, can you audible to those plays?
Interesting. Ryan Collins actually comes over to the sidelines from Coach Brevard and picks up the play call. They keep the freshman out there. Bassett now on the read option, wants to throw, gives ground, rolling to his right. He's got some time running out of that. Now runs up to the 30, 35. Where did he step out of bounds? Somewhere around the, well, let's see, around the 35-yard line, 36.
Yeah, got up to about the 37, and I tell you what, Joe, that shows some maturity because typically a young quarterback, he wants to throw that football late when he gets pushed out of the pocket. That time Bassett understands that those receivers are covered and tucks the football and gets a nice gain. So now this is 3rd down and it's manageable for Northside.
Wanted to show you about that offensive line. Malachi Graham at center, along with Aspen Pippert Board at guard, along with Brandon Brundage. She's a big fella. Blitz coming up the middle for the Spartans. It's picked up. Here's a run, but going nowhere. Holiday Robinson stacked up right at the 36, a loss of a couple. So that'll bring up 4th down and better than 5 yards.
And that was Rogers that time that fills the hole and just drops Holiday Robinson. And that's going to be the adjustment for Northside, Joe. You've got a young quarterback in Bassett, and when he sees that linebacker cheat up, he's got to be able to get out of that run play and throw that ball and have that wide receiver right where the linebacker is. So those are called your hot game, your hot routes, and Northside needs to make that adjustment.
Here's the snap now. The kick is away. That's a high spinning ball. Jake Archibald's got it, wants to run. Steps out of a tackle at the 40, 45. Cuts to the outside. He's got running room now and then angles out of bounds into North territory inside the 40-yard line. Again, Archibald disdained the fair catch call.
He's fun to watch play, isn't he? He's fearless back there on those punt returns. And think about it, Joe. The ball's wet. The field's wet. Doesn't bother Jake Archibald. He's going to catch that ball and get upfield. And look at the difference in the field position when he makes a play in special teams. And this puts so much pressure on your defense if you're Northside, because Homestead has the short field. They can attack you with the receivers, Kiesler and Scavo, and then they can come back and run that ball with Hardwick. And Little's been quiet so far. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the ball here.
Well, so is Hardwick. We've not seen him carry the ball here tonight. You will right now. No, there's Goody again, and he's got the Cam Rogers open, and he runs for a first down, turns the corner inside the 10, looking for the goal line, but he's down inside the 5-yard line, somewhere around the 3 or the 2.
And that run-pass option that Homestead runs is such a great play for them, because those Northside linebackers have to respect Hardwick. I mean, Hardwick is leading the area in rushing, and Goody pulls that ball out so fast, Joe, and gets it to Rogers, and Rogers shows you some speed when he makes that corner, so Homestead attacks.
First and goal at the 2-yard line. Spartans a little bit late now, coming up the line of scrimmage and trying to get their team set down. Goody out of the pistol, and looks again. Hardwick running hard and into the end zone. That'll be a 2-yard touchdown run at the 4:10 mark, and again, now it's Homestead putting points on the board.
Yeah, it was a great start on the special teams for Northside, but now Homestead begins to take control. They really attack you with the pass. That time they come back with their bread and butter, the ISO up the middle with Hardwick. So good drive, just 2 plays on that drive, Joe, and Homestead cashes in. So now you begin to feel that offense is starting to get back into that rhythm that we saw last week against Snyder.
Hardwick, his 12th rushing touchdown of the season. Gunnar Fry now comes on. He's 25 of 27 in extra points. Kick is long enough, end over end on the way, and it is good. So add 1 to the Spartan total, and they're up 10 here on the road at Chambers Field. 17-7 with a stoppage down below. We'll be back. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket. $17 unanswered points now by the Spartans after trailing 7-0. They're up 10, and not sure all the other games are underway. I know we had at least 1 or 2 cancellation. All the postponements till tomorrow, Joe, but Concordia was hosting Dwenger. That was on the schedule. Wayne going to Snyder. Northrop at Bishop Luers, I think that one was perhaps moved to tomorrow afternoon, and South hosting Carroll.
Yeah, Southside and Carroll's tomorrow, and Northrop and Bishop Luers is tomorrow also.
Pooch kick coming far side. That one is left free, and I believe Homestead may have it. The officials got to rule it. Northside player ran by it.
Homestead got it, but I thought they were out of bounds. So I think it's going to be Northside's ball, Joe. You're right. Homestead, good eyes. Homestead did recover, but they were out of bounds. But Northrop and Luers tomorrow at 4. Southside and Carroll tomorrow at 4. Dwenger and Concordia on the Summit City platform just kicked off, and then get this score. Snyder and Wayne on the Summit City platform, second quarter. Snyder 30, Wayne 6. So, I think Wayne's getting Snyder on really a bad week, because I think Snyder is still a little bit red over that game last week.
No question about it. And some of the other games, I know you had it was Jay County at Woodland,
yeah,
and Belmont at Leo, New Haven hosting Columbia City. And you were looking at the other game. The big one was Adams Central and South Adams.
And that was 28-6 at the half. South Adams. That's 2 against 3 in 1A football. So South Adams making their own statement.
Legends at their own 23. They want to run the ball, and here's a little angled run to the right side. And that'll be a gain out to about the 25.
It's going to be tough sledding tonight for Holiday Robinson, Joe. And I think really on those first down plays for Northside, I think that might be where you want to throw the ball, because I think for a young quarterback, your best chance to kind of see that base package from Homestead is on first down and throwing the ball. When it gets to be 3rd and long, Homestead's going to give you a blitz or some different type of look.
Approaching 3 minutes time remaining opening quarter. Corday Williams along with Ron Collins checked in now 3 wide to the right side. They want to set up a double pass. No, it's just into the flats and a run good after the catch up across the 30. That is close to a first down. Let's see where they mark the ball. If it's up at the 35, they'll move the chains, and they do.
I like that play. It's a very catchable ball, and that's Jordan Turner, and he had 5 catches for 75 yards last week, Joe. Only a sophomore, 6 feet 170, so a good receiver, an explosive player for Northside, and I like that play for your quarterback, because the key with that is if your quarterback can get that football out in front of your wide receiver, that's a nice play.
By the way, that ball is at the 36-yard line, not the 26 that they've got on the scoreboard. It'll be 1st and 10 from the right side hash mark, 17-7 Homestead. After an early blast run on the kickoff, here's Brashan. He drops it off, running room 40, 45. And up for another first down close to midfield. So they got in the flats to the right side. Alex Holiday Robinson with some space, and he responds with a nice run after the catch.
And that's a nice play call, because Northside runs the slant, and that hesitation on the screen is what sells it, Joe. And I tell you, something about Holiday Robinson, which really I like, is not only does he run the ball well, Joe, he has really good hands. And when you have a back out of the backfield that can catch the ball like that, he's quite a weapon.
They will mark him down at the 49, just a yard short of midfield now with 2:25 remaining in the quarter. Shotgun formation, high snap. Here is Alex Holiday Robinson. Stakes off 1 tackle. Works to the 45 of Homestead, maybe another yard to the 44. That'll be a gain of about 6.
And I think he's underrated. That time you see him plant the leg and run downhill, and now you see when you can throw the ball and throw some passes, Joe, it makes Homestead stay honest, and it loosens up that line. And with the addition of Billy Lambert, you gotta love it, another week, another kid that played with his daddy, the addition of Billy Lambert, 6'6", 280, and you mentioned that, Joe, that Northside's much bigger with his addition, allows them to run the ball.
Rodney Woods, part of the 3 wide package to the wide side of the field to the left. Homestead showing blitz. It's time picked up. Here's a run, and to the 41-yard. No, still on his feet. That's a gain. Alex Holiday Robinson would not go down, and he's got close to another first down. Yes, they moved the chains, and they're moving the football against this talented Spartan defense.
And that's a great run, because they had him in the backfield, but Robinson kind of gives you that lazy leg, and then he takes off. 6 feet 185, and I think most of his weight is in his legs, Joe. Strong in the legs, strong runner, good in the weight room, and that time you see it there.
Now here's a bunch lineup to the left side, a diamond 4 lineup. 4 wide, empty backfield, and again, it's Bassett picks it up on the bounce. Looking, throws to the right side. Comeback attempt, that falls short. So that was problem right from the get-go. Ronald Collins was the intended receiver trying to help out his quarterback. But again, that's the second ball on the snap out of the gun that's gotten away from the freshman.
Yeah, it's a bad snap. And I was wondering what Northside was going to do. They had Robinson all by himself on the right side. I think they were going to run something back to him. But again, Bassett's lucky the ball bounces to him, Joe. But when he threw that ball, my old quarterback me was saying, no, don't throw it, but they're lucky to get away with that.
I want to talk about Ryan Collins, and something Mike Brevard's doing tonight I think is just an excellent move. Right now they're going to reset Ronald Collins. He gets the ball, or in sweeping to the left side, needs a block. Now there's a penalty flag. He's down the left sidelines before he runs out of bounds, ostensibly for a first down, but let's see what the penalty flag, if it goes against the Legends. It's a hold.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold on the left slot back out there. I thought it was a good block. And I like the play, but that's going to be a big penalty, Joe. It's going to really push them back.
Joe, I wanted to follow up. I mentioned earlier that what Mike Brevard is doing, he's got Ryan Collins coming over and getting the plays. He's the messenger coming back. And you know what? It keeps Bassett in the huddle and focused with the next play. He doesn't have to be running back and forth. I think that's a really great move by Mike Brevard.
Absolutely, and that's a great point because you're right. You don't want the freshman quarterback not to worry about so many things. Just get the play in and run the play and get the ball to our weapons.
Now the ball's back just short of midfield, but still in Homestead territory. 2nd down and 19. Here is Bassett, wants to throw, pulls it down, steps up. He's going to run. Gets back to midfield to the 45 and down to the 40-yard line of Homestead. So Bassett's got some quicks.
Yeah, how about that play? And that's where you see all the potential that he has. The pocket's collapsing, and he's able to make a move and tuck the football and get a positive play. That's why Coach Brevard believes so much in him. And I'll tell you what, Joe, I watched him throw the ball in warm-ups. He threw a nice ball, so he's a skilled football player. Obviously, he just needs to get some reps.
And it looks like we're going to have a timeout called here now with 59 seconds remaining in the quarter. We have 17-7 our score. Homestead on top here over the Legends. We'll be back. This is IHSAA Football on Fox Sports, 1250, The Ticket.
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves. Entrust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
Trey was there. He just needed. Trey could have made the play. He just jumped in the air. He just couldn't run through him and tackle him. Would have been set.
Well, we've kind of seen it all here late this afternoon. We had storms, we had rain, and lightning, and then even when we didn't have storms, we had lightning, and that caused the further delay, Joe. And now we got the game underway. 59 seconds remains, opening quarter. 17-7 Spartans. 3rd down and 10 for Northside. They've got it at the Spartan 39-yard line. Now the officials holding play up just for a moment. Referee Kokenauer, Jeff Kokenauer, I believe you said, is our referee tonight, and he marks the ball ready for play, and the play clock is down to 19. Empty backfield now, and here's Bassett giving ground. Rushes on, floats it right side. The ball is tipped and nearly intercepted. Homestead had a couple of shots at it, and probably the best one of the night looked like Morgan Lehman had a shot on a deflected ball, but it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Northside's trying to run the wheel route that time to their slot back, and that play was just too slow developing, Joe, and you're right. On the tip, Lehman had it in his hands, and he probably had an easy 6, and he's going to be thinking about that tonight when his head hits the pillow. That was an easy 6 for Homestead.
Jaylen Harris, who had 6 punts last week, had averaged over just under 38 yards a punt, line drive punt. Nobody near that one. Will it get into the end zone? Northside trying to save it, but it does go in as a touchback with 42 seconds remaining here in quarter number 1. So Homestead will have the football once again, Joe, but this will be their poorest starting field position of the night.
Yeah, it will be, and we'll see if Homestead cranks up that run game. But, boy, what a season Homestead has had, Joe. To be the first team since 2000 Bishop Lures to beat Dwenger and Snyder, and they beat Dwenger with the physical brand of football. They came back last week with Snyder and just attacked them, so really off to a great season. And after tonight, they got a big game with Carroll next week.
Yeah, my fear was that perhaps would they be, well, the question mark, not a fear, would they be looking ahead? Read option in, here's Braden Hardwick. Northside stacks up the middle. It'll be a gain across the 20 to about the 22-yard line, and again, that's not easy. We saw Snyder have difficulty stopping Braden Hardwick.
Yeah, they sure did. That time, though, LaShawn Miller, the junior linebacker, 6 feet, 185, makes the tackle. And I'll tell you, if Miller could get about 20 pounds on his frame, Joe, he would be an interesting prospect in the next level.
He'll pick up a couple. 2nd down and 8. Will we get another playoff now? 10 seconds remaining. Shotgun formation now for Luke Good. He's got motion back from the far side and looks counter run up the middle, and there's a hole this time. But again, Northside stops it. Hardwick does get yardage gain across the 25 to the 28, but not a first down. It'll leave 3rd down at about 3 when we return to Chambers Field after 1. 17-7 Homestead. This is IHSAA Football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ants in action. Get mad.
What's that?
Seven Homestead. Now they look at third down and still about 3. And on a normal Friday night, Joe Auburn, we're headed home about this time, but not tonight with the weather delay. About 2 hours and 47 minutes. Play action fake. Here's Goody, rolls to his right, looking, throws on a line, deflected ball, incomplete, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Yeah, good defense for Northside, and that's a big stop to force the punt. And how about Jordan Turner out there playing defensive back? Good coverage that time, so Homestead's going to have to punt, Joe, and maybe a chance if Northside can put a drive together to make this game a little more interesting.
Jaylen Harris also credit being in the vicinity, and Goody does some of the kicking as well. Comes in with 6 punts, has had a long of 51. He will wait back inside the 15-yard line around the 14 to punt this ball away. One back for Northside at the Legend 43. No rush. Kick, got all of it. It's a dying ball that's picked up at the 45. And a short return. Turner with the return. Picks up a yard or 2. Still it'll be decent field position for Northside. They've got it just short of midfield, trailing it 17-7.
And that's Carter Cronenweth that comes down and just puts the wood to Turner. But good play by Turner to catch that, because you saved yourself field position. I tell you, returning those punts, you got to have some courage.
Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because if that ball gets by you, sometimes you can give up an extra 10, 15 yards, and you're taking a chance. But, yeah, if you're successful, it makes a world of difference.
It does. I'm a big believer in coming up and catching those punts. But, yeah, you got to have a kid back there like Turner that has a lot of courage. So, big drive here, Joe. Now, they had some success getting Holiday Robinson going in the last drive. Let's see if they go back to him.
Malachi Graham, the big 285-pound junior center, looks, and here's a give up the middle. And Homestead pursuing. And that'll be a gain of a couple of yards. Angling to his right, gets a couple of yards. That's about it.
Yeah, run hard. Homestead's chasing downhill, but Holiday Robinson makes a play to get outside and get some yards. So pretty good defense that time for Homestead. And again, that front 3 for Homestead has really made a difference this year, especially with the sophomore nose tackle, Matt Miller. To have 4 sacks from the nose tackle position tells you all you need to know, because you're getting pressure up front, and typically a nose tackle gets doubled.
Mark Dealey credited with the stop there, had 2 tackles against Snyder a week ago. Now they want to flip-flop the wide out. Here's a screen coming wide, and that's had trouble. That was not led perfectly, trying to get it for Ronald Collins, but Bassett was under pressure, just had to get rid of that ball before he could really get set and his shoulder squared away.
Yeah, Malik Mickens, the 5'11", 190-pound senior, recognizes that play for Homestead and makes a nice play. But you're right, Joe, on those screens, Bassett has to get that ball out faster to Collins, and you want to. He's always felt like with those screens, I want to get the ball as quick as I can to my guy, because my guy then has a chance to make a move in the open field.
Third down and 8. Legends trying to reach the 45 of Homestead on this snap. Again, they got motion back to the near side. Dropping Bassett once, now scrambles to the left, in trouble, and he steps out of it. Throws late on the move, and the ball's knocked away. Good defense coming across, and you know that was Jake Archibald sniffing out that football, knocked away, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Boy, Archibald's a good player, Joe. I'd say he's a D1 safety out there, the way he can read and react. And that time for Bassett rolling to the left, he just couldn't get his shoulders around to throw the football. It was supposed to be a screen, but Homestead read that play, and there was nowhere for Bassett to go with the football.
Jaylen Harris, who opened the game with a 96-yard kickoff return touchdown. He's back to punt now, waits inside the Legends 35. Waits at the 32. No rush, kick is away. And here is Archibald. Lets it bounce and lets it go by him. Inside the 20, the 15, down to about the 11-yard line is where Northside will touch it. So 10:31 remains here until halftime. Not had any scoring so far in the second quarter. 17-7 in favor of Homestead. And Joe, I want to remind everybody our Indiana-Michigan Power halftime show coming up. And Mark Lewis will join us from I&M, and he'll be talking with us how I&M is involved with local youth and working toward increasing the skilled workforce in Fort Wayne. Now, that's becoming more and more of a problem. I know we've talked about it the last couple of years, and I&M trying to do something about it. Here is a handoff and a sweep to the right side. That's Hardwick carrying tacklers with them, spun around and dropped.
And that's, I tell you what, that's number 9 for Northside making that tackle. That's Theo Redmond, and we mentioned him in the pregame. Theo Redmond plays with so much passion, and he plays hard. He had 8.5 tackles last week and a sack, and 2 tackles for a loss against Bishop Lure. So Redmond is really their heartbeat on defense, that defensive end position.
Hardwick does pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards. Let's call it 2nd down and 6.
Quick update over at Zollner Stadium. It's Bishop Dwenger 7, Concordia nothing. So Dwenger's on the scoreboard.
Play clock down to 5. Here's Goody's got motion near side, low snap, picks it off his knee, hands it to Hardwick, and he runs into a wall right around the 13-yard line, maybe the 14. That's about it.
Yeah, and that was a bust that time. Goody wasn't ready for the snap, and the snap was early, and that was a busted play. And LaShawn Miller and Redmond got in there to make that tackle, Joe. So that Northside defense, holding up a little bit better. Now this is a big 3rd down. If you can get the ball back, you're probably going to get good field position. If you're Northside, you can get a stop here.
3rd down and 7 coming up. Let's see how the Spartans spread it out. 2 wide either side of the field now. Shotgun formation he's back in the pistol. Now he's got Kistler in motion, reverses back to the right. Here's Goody to throw, looks, time, throws to a spot, got a catch, and that is close and good for a 1st down.
That's a great play. They bring Kistler in motion, Joe, and they run the deep out. And I tell you, a good passing game is all about timing. It just seems that Goody throws that ball right on time every time.
They'll mark it just across the 25-yard line. Spartans with a new set of downs. And we are now inside of 9 minutes time remaining in this first half. Same set, 2 wide either side of the field. Running back offset to the right side of Goody is Braden Hardwick. Goody looks, 2-step drop, near side, throws, and there's a catch falling down. That was Hardwick coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, it doesn't catch a lot of balls, but that time it's the wheel route from the backfield and makes a nice catch. So another running back who has good hands, and it just seems like in these offenses nowadays, Joe, if you're a running back, you also have to be able to catch.
No question about it. And Hardwick came into the game with 12 catches and 88 yards, adds at least 1 more to his total. Spread offense once again, 3 wide to the left side this time. That's the wide side of the field. They've got Sam Scavo in there as up basically in the slot. And here's Goody, looks left, throws into a spot, and that one is caught, and they've got a chance. Gain will be inside the 30-yard line, and then Cam Rogers running the flag pattern.
Yeah, Cam Rogers just runs the takeoff that time, and again, Goody's on time and sneaks that ball in there and puts it right on Rogers' numbers, right in stride. So Goody is so accurate, and that's really the measure of quarterbacks nowadays, Joe. How accurate, and Goody just puts that ball on the money.
Joe, you remember last week against Snyder, we saw Homestead gamble a couple of times on 4th downs, and it really propelled them because they were able to convert. Here tonight, remember, this the drive that started inside their 20, and now suddenly it's 1st and 10 at the Legends 26.
Yeah, Northside's going to take a timeout and regroup a little bit.
So we'll step out with 7:35 remaining in the half, 17-7 our score. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's curbsmayo.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
You follow teams, and they tend to go with what's working for them. You know, we saw a lot of successful passes. Jared Kistler earlier in the start of this ball game. Really not seen a lot of Griffin Little so far tonight. He had 53 catches, 926 receiving yards a year ago, and now it's 1st and 10 at the Legends 26 for Homestead. They'll work from the left side hash mark now. And here's the read option again, and it's Goody on a quarterback keeper. Gets away from one, nudges down inside the 25. Let's see, maybe to the 24, 23.
Yeah, and that's a good play call. And I tell you, Homestead can really attack you in a lot of different ways, Joe. And that north side that time, they're just going to let Homestead run that play. And I tell you, the offensive coordinator, Bill Skelton, for Homestead has so many plays and so many different ways to attack you in his arsenal. And I thought he called a great game last week with Snyder, and they're off to a good start here.
And Goody ran for a touchdown against the Panthers last week as well. He does gain about 3, 2nd down and 7. Clock moves inside 7 minutes. Goody to throw. Checks off, being pursued, throws it away. Now was he out of the tackle box? Looks like no harm, no foul, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, a couple scores to pass along. East Noble is all over Norwell. A lot of people thought that'd be a closer game, but 35-0 East Noble over Norwell.
It was grounding.
I thought it was. I mean, that tackle box, when that ball's on that hash, Joe, that tackle box has to be extended. And sometimes quarterbacks get away with that, but that time he didn't. And that's a big break for Northside.
You know, the Legends coaching staff here on the near side, they had to be talking to the officials, say, wasn't that grounding?
That's a break they need.
It stays 3rd down, but the loss will take the ball back outside the 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 13. This time, 3 wide to the right side. Goody sets. Flush to his left's got time. Throws open catch. And that will be good for a 1st down. And is it a touchdown? Let's see. Wait and see. It'll be 23 yards. Yeah. Tim Rogers diving for the last couple of yards.
Yeah, late call from the official, but Rogers just dives over the defender, scores the touchdown. But again, how about the pocket presence by Goody to roll to his left, set his feet and deliver the football? And I'm telling you, I told Ryan Dellinger when we sat up here and did the scrimmage, the Lures and Northside scrimmage, it kind of broke the season down. I told him that Luke Goody was going to have a huge year. And again, he's the finest high school quarterback prospect I've seen, Joe.
Gunner Fry looking to add a point to the total. Archibald is the holder. Right-footed kick is on the way. Got the elevation on the way, and it remains good. 24-7 and 24 unanswered by the Spartans on top here over Northside. We'll be back. IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket. Well, looking ahead, the Spartans, they finished a 2-game road trip. Next Friday night, they'll be at Carroll. That's a huge ball game as far as the SAC is concerned. Legends, they travel to Southside. That's the battle for the totem pole. We'll be back in your old stomping grounds.
That's a biggie. That's the game that's circled every single year for Southside and North, so that should be a good one, too. And I think Deuce Taylor will be back next week for that game, Joe.
Jaylen Harris back, waits inside the 10. He started the game with a 96-yard kickoff return touchdown, and he'll have another chance. It'll come down to him at the 7. Looks middle of the field, cuts to her left, gets away from one, and it's got some running room again, and is all the way to midfield and 1 yard deep into Homestead territory. There is a penalty flag, though, back around the 32-yard line, a couple of them, in fact, and you know that's got to be going against North.
And I think Homestead's taking this as an opportunity to work on their special teams. They're being stubborn. They keep kicking the ball to them, Joe. And I tell you, if there wasn't a penalty on that, Jaylen Harris would have more yards on the kick returns than Northside's offense. But I think Homestead feels like we're going to get this right, and we're going to take this as an opportunity to fix these special teams.
This is probably the night for it, wouldn't you agree?
Exactly. This is the night for it. Speaking of nights, a big game I know you were interested in. How about South Adams? South Adams takes Adams Central out to the woodshed, 42-14 down Monroe tonight. So that was 2 against 3. So South Adams remains undefeated. We mentioned East Noble was ahead 35-0. They're going to be undefeated, and if Homestead wins this game here, those are your area 3 undefeated teams: Homestead, East Noble, and South Adams. And I think South Adams could make it down to the state championship this year, because if you remember, Joe, Pioneer now is up to 2A.
Penalty moves the ball back to the Legends' 20-yard line. They'll have 3 wide to the left side for Bassett. Looks to hand the ball off, and he's spun around and going nowhere. He'll lose yardage. Probably somewhere around the 12 or 13. Oh, they're going to give him a spot at the 14.
Dealey got to him, and Martin finished him up. How about Nick Martin? Nick Martin is just awesome at that outside linebacker position, number 11 for Homestead, and the ability just to scrape Joe and finish that play up.
I got to ask you for your honest opinion. Were those cheeseburgers just exceptional here tonight at Chambers Field, or just because we're hungry?
They were just exceptional. I tell you, it's been a while since I had a cheeseburger that good. Had that little strip of cheese on there, a little bit of ketchup. Boy, Tommy delivered those so nice, didn't he?
Tommy Norris is our hero. 2nd down and 16 of the ball back at the 12-yard line. Bassett long count from the line. High snap again, wants to hand it off. And again, Homestead slams the door in the middle.
Yeah, and Homestead's been so much better up front, Joe. Those front 3. And the first game against Northrop, I asked Coach Zolman before the game, how do you feel about your front 3? He says, I'm nervous, Joe. I think we can be good there, but we have a sophomore nose tackle. But I got to be honest, Joe, I'm nervous. Hey, to me, that's been the story of the first half of the season in the conference, is how well Homestead's played up front in that front 3, Joe.
Not much there with 5:07 remaining in the first half. It'll be 3rd down still. No gain on that 3rd and 16. Legends trying to reach their own 30-yard line on this snap. 2 safeties back, cover 2. Little sweeping motion near side. Bassett wants to throw off the back foot. Thrown in the middle of the field. That one's picked off by Archbold. And he's got it inside the Legends' 40-yard line. And freshman with a freshman mistake just threw it up for grabs.
And that's just the frustration. He wants to push the ball down the field. He had the check down. He needs to take that. And Archibald makes a great play, because if you notice that with Archibald, he catches that ball at its highest point. That's an athletic play by Archibald, and Bassett will learn you just can't make that throw. And you got to check that ball down, get the yards, and punt the ball there. But that's just the frustration of being pinned so far back. And now a chance for Homestead here, Joe, maybe to lights out for Northside here if you can score here. So Homestead will probably attack.
Spartans have got it at the 37-yard line. They lead it 24-7. The read option again. Hardwick off tackle on the right side, and there was a whistle right at the snap. As the play continued, Hardwick got tackled. I was looking at the Legends were offside. That'll cost them 5. It'll remain 1st down. I was looking at the series. I had to kind of look twice. They've only played 5 times. Now, Homestead's won 5 times against North, but you had the feeling that maybe they had played a lot more, but that goes back to the old conference that they never saw the SAC.
Yeah, it just seems like they played a lot more, but they just got into the conference recently. So
that old Northeast Hoosier.
Yeah, and boy, Homestead dominated that, and maybe a chance this year to be the first time to win the Summit Athletic Conference for Homestead or Carroll.
1st and 5. Here's a quick throw, and that's a ball caught by Scavo. Turns the corner. He's got a foot race down the left sidelines, and he looks to score. They will spot him short, I believe.
Great hands by Scavo, Joe. He goes 5'9", 165. Just catches everything. He's almost the Julian Edelman of slot receivers in high school. Always makes himself available. Makes so many great plays. Came in with 1 touchdown tonight, and you see it there. He catches that little dump off, and he almost takes that to the house. I thought he was in the end zone. Maybe got a bad spot, but great football player, a senior, and a real leader for Homestead.
Spartans hungry for more. They've got it at the 2, and they'll look to run that ball quickly. Is Hardwick attacking into the end zone.
Yeah, touchdown again for Homestead. And that's what makes them so dangerous. They can attack you with those quick passes. They can come back and run Hardwick. And that was the challenge for Snyder last week. Snyder chose to stick with their base package and use their inside linebackers on Griffin Little, and Homestead killed them. Tonight, Northside is choosing to play a little more man-to-man on the outside, and Homestead's making them pay. So another touchdown for Hardwick again. 10th in the state in rushing for Hardwick.
Well, he had 8 touchdowns a year ago and 2 more tonight for a total of 13 now. Right-footed kick is on the way, and Gunnar Fry has been on target, remains on target. 31 unanswered points by Homestead after trailing 7-0. 31-7 our score. We'll be back. IHSAA football on Fox Sports 12.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ants in action. Get mad about
Well, Homestead may have been stunned early, Joe Auburn, but they have rattled off 31 in a row now and taken command of this football game here at Northside.
And I was curious how they would deal with that delay, and also really the look ahead next week with Carolina. If I'm Coach Zolman, I'm pleased. They really come out after that big kickoff return from Northside, and it's been a very business-like approach for Homestead and very efficient on offense, Joe. Not a lot of plays, but a lot of yards.
Yeah, they've shut the door on the Legends. Here comes the kick now, low line drive, bounding ball gets over one, and that will it go out of bounds? It looks like it does, and that will draw the penalty flag. So Northside will have possession at their own 35, moving from right to left. We mentioned next week we'll be at Southside, and the battle for the totem pole. You played in those games, so you know what the emotion was in those contests.
Oh, yeah, and in the 80s, Northside was the team to beat in this area. I mean, people forget that Northside used to dominate Snyder. In the 80s, Snyder didn't really come along and really become dominant until the 90s. Northside had Vaughn Ganaway. Remember Vaughn Ganaway, how awesome he was? I mean, they had Greg Parrish was a quarterback. Northside had some tremendous talent, and it was amazing reading that article. That 1979 team that was undefeated and didn't even qualify for the playoffs.
Yeah, the computers were used back in those days. And
God, what was wrong with the computer? I mean, what kind of computer was that? An IBM mainframe?
Yeah,
1979?
No, it was made in central Indiana. That's where.
I live in Indianapolis. But Northside was extremely dominant then, so that was a big rivalry when I was a kid.
Pooch kick as a free ball, and that's picked up on a bounce. Northside does have it at their own 35. Pushed back. By the way, there was a penalty, and Mike Brevard
you're going to get a personal foul, too, now on Homestead. And that's just, you got to be smarter than that. They blow that whistle. You got to get off them. I know you're out there playing special teams. I was always kind of mad playing special teams, too, because when you're playing special teams, you're second or third string. But actually, interesting enough, that was Nick Martin that just absolutely drove the Northside receiver that time. I think that was Jordan Turner that got drilled in the turf, Joe.
Interesting that Mike Brevard elected to decline taking the ball at the 35, wanted to force a re-kick after a penalty of 5 yards. And no question of what he wants. He wants Jaylen Harris to have another chance.
Yeah, and I think what Brevard's doing tonight is he's getting some experience, the freshman quarterback. But I also think he feels like if Deuce Taylor's back next week, we still have South and Northrop. We got a chance to have 4 wins. So I think Coach Brevard's using this as an opportunity to really teach his kids.
Penalty moves the ball to midfield now. Legends with a great opportunity. Low snap on a sweep. They hand it off. And here's sliding down, only a gain of about 1.5 yards.
It was a good block by Holiday Robinson, and Collins just slid into his slot back, and let's hope he's okay, because that didn't look real good for Northside on that. And yep, that's Jordan Turner, and he's going to get up and bounce off. I tell you what, poor Jordan Turner, he gets slammed on the late hit by Nick Martin on the play before, and on that one, he just gets his legs taken out from under him.
Rodney Woods also was getting up a little bit gingerly as well. Remember, he caught a touchdown last week in that 1914 win over Bishop Lures.
Yeah, I like him, Joe. I mean, Rodney Woods, He's only a sophomore, 6'1", 160, but he's going to catch a lot of passes from Deuce Taylor the next few years.
Legends gain 1, 2nd down and 9. Clock inside 3.5 minutes time remaining. What do we have here?
We're going to have a delay of game on Northside, and what happened was the clock never reset, Joe. We thought that Turner was slow getting up, and the officials probably should have took a timeout and gave Northside a chance to reset that clock, and the freshman quarterback just didn't pick up on it.
Going to have another stoppage now down below with a timeout. So with our score 31-7, we'll take a break as well. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent.
2nd down and 9. Legends ready to put a play in motion again. Play action fake. Kears pass it over the middle, and that short hopped in there, incomplete. Rodney Woods with the intended receiver inside the Homestead 40-yard line, but again, pressure up the middle, Joe.
Yeah, Homestead's lucky. They had Turner open on the outside for Northside that time. Homestead had a bust on the defense, but Northside just didn't take advantage of it.
3rd down and 9. North trying to reach the 40-yard line on this snap. Mike Brevard with 3:15 remaining might be tempted to go for it on 4th down if they come up short. Shotgun formation once again. Brashawn Bassett, read option, does hand it off. There's running room to the 40, 35. Foot race, got a chance. Inside the 10 to the 5 and a touchdown. Alex Holiday Robinson, there is a penalty flag back at the 47.
That's going to be holding on the left guard for Northside, and that's just a shame because Holiday Robinson shows you those moves, the one cut and go, and just runs downhill. So that's a shame because that was a great run by Holiday Robinson.
49 yards, touchdown run wiped out because of the yellow hanky.
And that's just so demoralizing for your offensive line because you're playing a really good Homestead team. You fire off the ball, you think you get a good block, but with those holds, Joe, when you lock them up, you got to let go. And the minute you hold on, that's when you get tagged with the holding, and that's what happened. Robinson was past the play, but the offensive guard never let go, and it was an easy call for the officials. So that's just a devastating penalty because it takes points off the board.
Penalty's going to move that ball back to the north side 43-yard line. Ron Collins, part of the 3-wide package to the right side, the wide side of the field. Homestead drops 2 back in coverage. Cover 2 again. High snap. Bassett looks to throw. Loads. Fires left side. And again, that's way long and intercepted at the 20-yard line.
And you just have to understand the coverage. That's Graham Collins that makes that interception. 6'2", 190, Joe. A second-string safety and another good player for Homestead. And that's just an easy interception. When you have that cover 2 and you try to throw that fade, you have to zip that ball out there. But that just wasn't there. And I tell you, Bassett's getting some on-the-job training, but this is a tape that's going to be a little bit painful to watch tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a baptism of fire.
Sure is.
So it'll be at the 18, 1st and 10. We have just under 3 minutes time remaining in this first half. Stick around at halftime. Mark Lewis from I&M will join us talking about their commitment in trying to educate youth and also build the skilled workforce here in Fort Wayne. Read option again. Here's a keeper by Goody. Now lately throws the ball and completes it on a sweep left side. Little late pitch, and now there's a late penalty flag as well. There's only, I don't know, there's just Homestead players back there. Let's see what this is about.
Yeah, that's going to be a late hit, I believe, on north side. That ball, Goody held that ball at the last second. Oh, it's going to be on Homestead, excuse me. Goody does a nice job of getting that ball out there. I think it was Hardwick that caught the ball that time, Joe, and that was an interesting play. So I thought it was going to be a late hit on north side, but that's a late flag if it's on Homestead.
Was that an illegal shift?
Yeah, and that flag came out really late for that.
It did.
Oh, nope, they're going to wave it off. Nope, the flag's picked up. So
I thought it was just weird that a referee threw that with only Homestead players around.
It was so late. I thought, well, did he hit him late out of bounds over there? But
so it will be a first down for the Spartans, taking the clock down to 2:48. And they'll wind the clock now to run again. Apparently having a problem with the play. Now they do reset the play clock, and Goody looks, wants to throw. In the pocket, throws right side. He's got Scavo again, spins off a tackle inside the 35 and fights down to the 31, maybe the 30-yard line.
I like Scavo. I love playing with kids like Scavo because you know what? No matter where you throw it, he catches it, and he's always a threat to make a play after. So he's a good-looking player, Joe. He just seems a little bit not quite as fast on the grass, but you get him on turf, he's electric.
You know, Joe, he's only 5'9", but like you say, he's a playmaker.
He is.
1st and 10, Spartans on the move, trying to punch it in again. Just over 2 minutes remain in the half. They look in right side. Kistler intercepted. Nice play defensively by the Legends. They played it perfectly that time. And Kistler normally is like money in the bank, but not that time.
Ontrell Franklin gets the first pick of Goody of the year, and it really wasn't that great of a pass, Joe, because Franklin only goes 5'10", and Kistler goes 6'3". And if Goody could have got that ball out there a little bit more, but how about Franklin to fight Kistler off and make that play, Joe? And I tell you, you've always said this, when those defensive backs can turn around and find that football, that is the great equalizer on those deep passes.
Well, that's the good news. Northside will have the ball. The bad news, they're going to have it inside their 5-yard line. And it will be 1st and 10 Legends as Joe gets ready to make his way down to the soggy turf here at Chambers Field to check in with Chad Zolman on how the first half has gone. Under center this time, Bassett looks deep handoff, and boy, firing through there. Let's see if they got across the goal line. They did. Holiday Robinson, boy, Homestead wanted the safety. They didn't get it. It'll be marked down officially at the 1. Very tough to have deep handoffs. Again, this hard-charging Spartan defense. See where they spot that ball. Got to be just short, just inches short of the goal line, so not a lot of room. By the way, the clock is stopped with 2:04 remaining once again. Not sure why we've got a clock stoppage. We have a timeout called. Apparently we do. And Northside will take a timeout. So 2:04 remains in the half. Legends trying to get some breathing room. And we'll be back with more of our coverage coming up. It's 31-7 Homestead IHSAA football right here on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket. Second down and 12 from inside the 1-yard line for the Legends. And they'll receive the football out of the end zone, and there's a penalty flag thrown immediately, and that's going to go against the Northside. Procedure call. So that will be half the distance. I'm not sure you can move it much closer to the goal line. A couple of centimeters, maybe. All practical purposes, just academic penalty, not much yardage left. Same set. And here we go again, here it's with a run, and boy, the trouble right now. And apparently that's going to be ruled a safety. Never got out of the end zone. Really didn't see what happened down there. It's going to be credit for a safety for Homestead, so that'll make it 33-7. exactly with 2 minutes remaining. That was a little bit weird, that last play, and we'll be back with more. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
Legends opt for the free place kick, and here's Kistler on the return from the 21, brings it out across the 30-35 out to the, the 43-yard line is where Homestead starts, with 1:52 remaining in this first half. Well, the question we presented, would the Spartans be looking ahead to that big matchup next week at Carroll? And so far the answer is no, that they have taken care of business after being stunned by that early kickoff return touchdown by Jaylen Harris, but now it's been all Spartans. Shotgun formation, Goody looking, gives ground, now screens the ball. It's got Hardwick. Hardwick gets away from one, turn to the corner, midfield, 45, 40, lowers the shoulder, gets down to a 37-yard line.
21 or 22. Walker on the tackle.
Clock continues to move. Now we're at 95 seconds remaining until at the end of the first half. Spotted at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10 Homestead. Goody to throw again. Now floats to his left, throws the ball up for it, and that one's picked off inside the 10-yard line. Here's a return across the 10 and out to the 14-yard line. There was a penalty flag. Harris made the interception. Let's see if it's going to stand up. Jeff Kokenauer, our referee, back at the 38, talking to all his crew. Penalties against Northside.
12 men on the field on their pledges.
Illegal substitution against Northside. They had too many men out there. Penalty is going to move the ball down to the 30, just inside the 32 of Northside. First team offensive unit stays out there for Homestead now with 1:17 remaining in the opening half. And here's Goody. Short drop again. Looks, being pursued. Throws. Got a catch in traffic. Looking for running room. That'll be a gain inside the 28. That was Archbold that came up on the reception. Archbold has been very effective. Made his presence known both sides of the ball. Hurry up offense now, second down and a couple. And here's a sweep coming up to the left side. And nobody's tackling Scavo as he brings it down close to the 10-yard line.
12-yard line.
They'll mark him out of bounds at the 12.
On the tackle.
Homestead not huddling up. They're ready to go as soon as they move the chain. Still 44 seconds on the clock. Play clock moving. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 12. Goody stays in the shotgun formation. Rolls to his right side. Looking. Throws to the corners. Got a man reaching out the left hand. Incomplete pass. Once again, Sam Scavo was the intended receiver, running a crossing route to the right corner of the end zone. Reached out the left hand, but could not get a hand on it. Incomplete pass stops the clock now with 38 seconds remaining. And it'll be 2nd down and 10, still from the 12-yard line. Goody tonight has thrown an 8-yard touchdown pass to Kistler. Also another 23-yarder to Cam Rogers. And here is Goody again, flush to his right side. Open field, has got a catch inside the 5 and diving for the goal line. Let's see how they rule it. It's going to be a catch, but not for a touchdown. Official ruled him. Braden Hardwick had to reach high to pick that one up. Now the officials conferring again at the 1. And they're going to put it down at the 1 with 29 seconds still to play. Hardwick thought he had scored. And Northside thought that they were going to rule it an incomplete pass for some reason. Now Goody tries to set his team down. Some new numbers coming in. They go with a one-back look. Here's Goody, hands it off, spin play, and tripped up and not scoring was Hardwick.
Carry loss of about 1.
Looks like Jaylen Harris came through there and got penetration through the center of the line of scrimmage. Clock is down to 25 seconds, and Homestead now will burn a timeout. Still 33-7. Homestead knocking on the door when we come back. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent.
Homestead out of the huddle now off the timeout, coming up to the line of scrimmage once again. Goody sets up out of the pistol alignment. Hardwick offset behind him to the right, and they'll play action fake, and they throw it and got Cam Rogers in the end zone for a 12-yard touchdown, his second touchdown catch of the night. Little nice deceptive move by Goody. Fake the handoff to Hardwick, and a little toss to the right side just across the goal line. There was Cam Rogers at the 20-second mark to make it 39-7 now. Goody still, by the way, with that interception earlier, that is his first interception of the year. Montrell Franklin with the honor for Northside. But now Gunnar Fry trying to make it 40 first half points. Right-footed kick is on the way. Got the elevation again on the way, and it is good. 40-7. Homestead Spartans with 40 in a row here after trailing early 7-0. We'll be back. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket. Spartans now will kick it away from left to right. Legends hoping that Jaylen Harris gets another opportunity. See what he can do with a kick return. Really started the ball game just stunning the Spartans with that 96-yard return that got the Legends in the early 7-0 lead. Fry now sets his team down. He's tried a combination of things, including a little pooch kick, and does bound the ball this time. It's a bounding ball. That's a free ball. It's picked up. The Legends have got it. And out just short of their own 30-yard line as this series will start at about the 27. Maybe the 28-yard line, just 15 seconds remaining.
Returned by number 31.
They'll mark that at the 39. Check it at the 29-yard line. So maybe just time for kneel down, and Joe Walburn will be waiting for him as he'll be making his way over across the way. By the way, because of the lightning earlier, normally the visitors sit on the far side, but everybody's sitting on the home side here tonight, including the Homestead fans. Well, Bassett does set up out of the shotgun. Let's see if he does hand it off to Alex Holiday Robinson. He's going to be wrapped up and dropped. And that should be the final play of this first half. Final 3 seconds are going to run off the clock. And
have a 10-minute halftime.
Just a 10-minute halftime here. So we'll go and
Joe, I'm down here with Coach Zolman. Coach, kind of a strange game with the late start and kind of a sandwich game for you guys with the look ahead, but I thought your team handled it well, and it seemed like a very business approach out here tonight so far.
Yeah, except for that opening kickoff, I think we did a good job. So defensively, they settled down a little bit, and they've got some athletes who make plays, and their running back is really good, and so they worried us, and so we're glad to get off the start. Don't feel like we're clicking in all cylinders yet on offense either, but it's a good half, 47. Actually, obviously, we got to be pleased.
I thought your intensity on defense was good. Obviously, they have a freshman quarterback, but you're right. You know, Holiday Robinson's a good back, and I thought your defense had a lot of intensity in the first half.
Yeah, we're pleased with how they got to the football. He's sprung a couple runs on us, but he's a good back. He's going to do that, so we just have to keep fighting back and make sure he doesn't happen in the second half.
A lot of kids going to play the second half. Looking forward to seeing a lot of the second and third teamers because you guys really, we don't realize, are really deep, and you got a lot of kids that are practicing against these other kids that are going to maybe get some good looks tonight.
Yeah, we'll start rotating a little bit here in the second half and trying to get some of those younger kids some looks for sure.
Okay, thanks, Coach, for making time.
Joe Walburn with head coach Chad Zolman of Homestead. His Spartans are on top here on the road 40-7. Tell you what, because of the changed halftime situation, let's take a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back with Mark Lewis from Indiana, Michigan, part of our Indiana-Michigan Power halftime show. 40-7, Homestead. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket. Did you catch that, sir? We got to go to Plan B.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ants in action. Get mad about
It's up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors.
Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th at Trine University.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
Employment rate that we have, that's a good problem to have, but we work very hard with our STEM program to help prepare students to really participate in meaningful and lucrative jobs in the workplace. Our school program is a great example of that. We have employees who volunteer to go out into the community, and we reach more than 5,000 students in helping them understand science, technology, and all the things that are important to being successful as they grow up and become citizens in the community.
Become contributing citizens here to the community. You know, and part of the plan for STEM, isn't it, centers upon a partnership with the local Boys and Girls Clubs of Fort Wayne. Tell us how so.
Oh, that's a great program. We really enjoy that a lot. That we have a great partnership with them. We do a field event with them where they come out to our facility, get to see the crews, get to see the bucket trucks and all the equipment. And it's a very hands-on experience for the Boys and Girls Club. It's a great experience, and we really enjoy having them out there.
You took the words right out of my mouth. A really hands-on opportunity, and we know that kids, they get into things like that. But not just STEM and education. What other ways and aspects is I&M involved in supporting our local communities?
Well, as you're aware, we live in these communities where our kids go to school here. We are very active in the community to try and improve the quality of life. So we do things like participate in developing the rivers here in Fort Wayne, developing the trails, developing the parks by participating in the Great Tree Canopy event, and things like that really make Fort Wayne a great place to work and live.
Well, we so appreciate the support of Indiana-Michigan Power as far as our own broadcast with high school sports and obviously supporting local amateur athletics here in Fort Wayne. I got to ask you, do you have a particular sports team that you favor or a particular sport that you like?
Well, my kids grew up here in Fort Wayne, and so I really like high school football and basketball, but I'm especially partial to high school cross country. My kids participated in that as well, but the sports scene here in Fort Wayne's terrific with the Mad Ants and the Comets and the Tin Caps. I enjoy all of that.
Really makes Fort Wayne great, what we have offered. Well, Mark Lewis with us tonight from Indiana-Michigan Power. Not just the local electric company, but much more with involvement in what makes Fort Wayne truly great. Now let's get back to more high school football right here on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket. Okay, I tell you what, we've got 2:50. There'll be a warm-up, I believe. You can have 2 minutes if you want it.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express Walk-In Clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
And they led by 10 points at the end of the first quarter, 23-0. Scored differential by the Spartans in quarter number 2. And, the good news is that Luke Goody has put the ball up. He's been Luke Goody as we know him, but he was intercepted for the first time this year. Ontrell Franklin had the pick. But other than that, it's been the Spartans flawless with their running and passing game here tonight. And after they were stunned early on, they've taken command of this ball game.
I think Coach Zolman was very happy with the first half, Joe, because it would have been very easy with this big delay, the big special teams play by Harris for Northside, to Homestead to kind of get behind, but they battled back, and I thought they were a very business-like performance. I thought Goody played well, and you're right, he finally shows all of us that he is mortal, throwing that interception, and that was a great play by Ontrell Franklin. But I understand what Coach Brevard's doing. Deuce Taylor hurt his hand last week, and he's being careful with him. Why take a chance? You still have Southside next week, and you have Northrop on the schedule, so a chance maybe to get to 4 wins, and then also they have Concordia, so maybe even a chance to get to 5 wins for Northside. So Northside has a very manageable schedule the last 3 and going into the sectional, and Northside's really young. They only have 11 seniors on the roster, Joe, so they're really a junior-driven team, so a chance to get better tonight against Homestead.
Here comes the kick. Now Homestead 1, deferred. Caleb Fritsch trying to make an over-the-shoulder catch around the goal line. That's pretty good distance on that kick, so it's a touchback, and it'll be 1st and 10, Homestead at the Spartan 20-yard line.
Now I'm excited to see some of the second and third stringers with Homestead. I took a chance to ask Coach Zolman that because, this is kind of fun. I enjoy this. I know we may get to the point where we may have a running clock at some point, but I enjoy watching the second and third teamers, and I'm curious to see if we'll see the backup quarterback for Homestead here in the second half.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Goody, of course, starting tonight. Archbold is listed as kind of the backup. But it is Luke Goody to start this first series to open up the second half, 1st and 10 at the Spartan 20-yard line. They want to run the ball. And the north side stops that. A little angled run to the left for Braden Hardwick.
I'll tell you, north side with LaShawn Miller, he is a force inside Joe at linebacker. I think he's an all-conference player. Only a junior, and if he can put that time in the weight room and develop that body, Joe, I really like him at linebacker.
Homestead's success tonight has been through the air by and large, and they've been able to do it with the play-action passes. Here is the handoff and a sweep coming up, and Northside defends that again well, and that'll be a loss of a couple, 2-3 yards.
Theo Redmond makes that tackle. I love the way Theo Redmond plays. He was bumping around, jumping around before the game, and he was ready to go. So I tell you, the Redmonds at the defensive ends for Northside are really a nice combination.
That's a loss, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 11. Spartans trying to reach their own 30-yard line on this snap. Goody now steps away, play clock at 15. He's got time to check off and lets his lineman know. Offensive line averaging 243 a man tackle to tackle. Short drop. Looks right. Throws the ball on the line. That one is incomplete. Well, that went through a pack of would-be defenders and receivers. Scavo probably had the best shot at it, but might have been even a little bit deflected.
Yeah, I think he was lucky, too, because I thought Antrell Franklin might get his second interception on that. And you were right, Joe. That was a pack of players out there. So good defense, good start for Northside, and maybe a chance to get some good field position for the first drive for them in the second half.
Goody now will be forced to punt the ball away, waits at his own 4-yard line. Harris at midfield for the Legends. It'll take it a long time. Here's the snap, and the kick is away. And that one is not Jaylen Harris, and they'll let that one bounce. So that back there was Jordan Turner.
Yeah, he's got to come up and catch that ball. And I know it's a little bit scary, but that's the difference of 10 or 12 yards in field position. And those are the plays you're going to have to make when you have Southside or Concordia or Northrop to finish up the schedule.
Contributing sponsors making tonight's broadcast possible include Kelly Automotive Group, 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned ones to choose from. Tom Steele Tire with 2 locations in Fort Wayne, and Big Eyed Fish. Wouldn't that be good right now? Wonder if they're still open with the best fish in Fort Wayne. I tell you, Tommy Norris treated us well tight with a cheeseburger that it was sensational.
It was sensational. I just think we were so hungry and oh, that tasted good, Joe.
It did. Here we go. 1st and 10, Northside. Can they get something going now? In the second, high snap, bob it a little bit. Here's Bassett, has a catch at the 41-yard line. Then they got a first down. Jordan Turner on the catch.
Yeah, I like that play. Nice route by Jordan Turner. And you say it, Joe, sometimes in sports, sometimes you just got to play loose and have fun. And I think that's the message for Bassett here in the second half. Look, you're a freshman. Nobody expects you to come out here and light it up. Let's just play some pitch and catch and make some plays. And I like Jordan Turner. That was a good route, Joe.
Rodney Woods in wide to the right side. They'll stay with that 3-wide pack to the right side, the white side of the field. It'll be 1st and 10. Now the whistles blow. And officials timeout. They got some problem on the far Homestead side with, I don't know if that's the down marker. Now that looks like they're set, and they'll wind the clock. 9:53 remaining in this third quarter. Here's a draw and running room to the left side out. Alex Holiday Robinson in a foot race inside the 20, inside the 10, and he will score. That will be a touchdown run of 48 yards at the 9:41 mark.
You talk about picking them up and putting them down, the ability to accelerate down the field by Holiday Robinson. Just a little crease, my friend, and he is gone. And how about that run? And I like Holiday Robinson. 190 pounds, Joe, catches the ball out of the backfield. And when you go down and see him, and I saw him before the game, he's got so much strength and size in his legs. And that's where you want it if you're a running back, and you see it there with just the explosion on the touchdown run.
Your comments kind of remind me a few years back when Mike Lito was playing for Bishop Luers. There's a broken play. The kick is still on the way. And that is good. I tell you what, that is something else by Romero. A good job by the holder. It was on a bounce to him, but he got it centered, and the kick is away. But I was talking about Mike Lito. He looked like a man playing among boys as a freshman.
Yeah, and that's a great name to pick out of the pass, because Lito was all legs too. And that's how Holiday Robinson is, and he just has the ability to motor down the field, Joe. And he would be, dare I say it, he'd be fun to watch him play for you guys. You guys got a big one tomorrow, but he's that kind of player that St. Francis goes and gets guys that are just so explosive.
People were asking me, well, how does this compare to last Saturday night in Arlington Heights? And for people that don't know it, the St. Francis had a game against Robert Morris. It was raining there, Joe. No lightning, but the rain was sideways, and they had me outdoors. Here tonight, we didn't have quite the rain in all things, but we had the lightning, and we had about a 2-hour and 47-minute weather delay.
Well, I was wondering, because you said you didn't think this was a big deal tonight. I understand now.
Everything's relative, pal.
Sitting outside in a monsoon.
Here we go. Kick us away. Near side, Caleb Fritsch lets it bounce into the end zone. That'll be a touchback out to the 20-yard for the Spartans.
Now, it'll be interesting to see intensity with Homestead. Obviously, Coach Zolman's going to do the right thing. He wants to get a lot of guys playing time, and he wants to roll through guys. But can you keep that intensity?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Northside started the ball game with a touchdown, and they get a touchdown now to start the second half. But it is 40-14. And we'll see how Goody now responds with that north side score. Option run to the right side, keeps it himself, got a block. Now crosses the 25-yard line. And let's see, is he close to the first down, maybe short by about a yard?
He's doing a better job in that option this year, being a little more of a threat as a runner, but I got to be honest with, and who am I to criticize Coach Hitchcock? He's been awesome with the play calling, but I don't like running the option there with your quarterback when the game's 40-14.
Chad Solman stays with the starters right now. Second down and less than a yard. Goody checks off. Looks to the far sideline. Still 13 on the play clock. Now shouting out to his left. He's got two wide out there, two wide to the right. Looks on the read option again, hands it off, and it's a Goody keeper. Thought about the pitch late on the option, kept it himself, and he does convert, and they'll move the chains 1st and 10 Homestead.
How about those ball handling skills? I was fooled.
Me too.
I was watching Hardwick up the middle, and you were on it.
No.
I was watching Hardwick, but how about those ball handling skills? And that's something that really kind of gets lost with the run-pass option, is you forget how good guys can be if you really give a good fake, how that can fool a defense.
And that read option, I tell you what, it's a play-by-play guy's nightmare because you don't know a lot of times until a couple, 2 seconds after the play develops. This time it is Hardwick. Starts right, cuts left, he's got an angle run, slides down across the 45 up to about the 46.
Just has a great feel, Joe, to run to daylight. We see a lot of running backs, but the thing I like most about Hardwick is he just knows when to make that cut, and he always seems to be running in open space.
Second down and short now. The ball just across the 45-yard line at the 46 of Homestead. Now they come up with that power package once again. Tight end off to the right side. Hardwick will run for the first down and just stands everybody up at the 50-yard line is where they'll mark him down. And running hard, I know we've talked about it several times. 5'9", a junior, 185, but he just seems bigger than that, doesn't he, when he hits the hole?
Oh, he does. He runs so hard. He has balance and he has vision. And you're right. It feels like he's about 200, 205, and just having a tremendous season, Joe. And I think a lot of us knew that he was good, but he has really laid it down this season.
Now the ball at midfield, 1st and 10. Goody again pitches the ball left side. Here's Hardwick, turns the corner, angles to his left, first down the left sidelines in a foot race, inside the 20, inside the 15, and down close to the 10-yard line, Braden Hardwick.
And if you watch that run when we play it back, Joe, there's no wasted steps on that. He's picking them up and putting them down, and he's getting downfield as quickly as he can. There's just no wasted movements with Hardwick, and then when he makes the turn on the end of the run, you see the speed that he possesses, and that's something that's a little bit underrated for Hardwick. I think Hardwick could be a 4-4, 4-5 guy, Joe. He's quite a player, and I would be all over him at the next level if I'm a college.
He's got a pair of 2-yard touchdown runs tonight. Thought he might have another one on that long jaunt. Instead, it'll be 1st down and 10 at the 12. And they'll look to him again. No, it's Goody on the quarterback keeper play and just dives down inside the 10 down to about the 7.
I'm telling you, be careful with all these quarterback options. Now, maybe that's my little... I never liked them. When the option came in, I tended to kind of audible away from that. But Goody's a little bit better run that option with me. But be careful, watch out, because there's some ferocious hitters for Northside.
Yeah, those legends, their eyes light up when they see a quarterback in space. Here's a pitch coming left side. Hardwick looks for a block, cuts it up, dives for the 5. They'll give him another yard down to the 4.
Again, that offensive line, Joe. Those tackles, Owen Heyer and Grant Parker, have just been fantastic. And, that offensive line goes 243 across the front, Joe. But I tell you, technique, footwork, and that's so important with an offensive line, the first step. And you just don't see false steps out of the offensive line for Homestead, and really played some good football this year.
3rd down, less than a yard for Homestead. They've got it at the 5-yard line of North, getting ready to punch it in again if they can. And here's Goody again. He does give it to Hardwick. He's got the 1st down and much more. And into the end zone, touchdown. His 3rd rushing touchdown tonight. Had a pair of 2-yard touchdowns. This one from 5 yards out, and that'll make it 46-14.
That's a good-looking drive, and that's a physical drive. And that time Hardwick just shows the pads and blasts his way for the touchdown. So Hardwick can have the speed and can make the moves, but he can also shrink his size and give you the pads and give you a hard physical run like that. So tremendous season again with Hardwick.
Northside a player short. Wait for Gunner Fry. Trying to make it a 47-14 lead. Archbold the hold. Right foot kick is on the way and good again. Gunner Fry on the money. So we'll step out. 47-14 all Homestead here tonight. And this is IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket. You're still enjoying tonight's game on SummitCitySports.com, located on Twitter at 260 Sports. Sponsors also include LS Tech, a Mexican restaurant, and Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning.
Last time we did a game this late, and I'm going to get you on this one. The only time we ever did a high school game that was 11:30, it was still going on, was the semi-state game, Southside and Lowell.
Yeah, I remember only too well.
2006.
Was that because of the time change, or did we have a
time change? And it was a late game. It was a long game, and South was up 10-0 at the half, and we thought they were going to make the trip to the Dome, and Lowell was able to scramble and win the game in the second half.
5:53 remains here, quarter three. Here's the kick, short kick. Boy, that's a free ball up around the 39-yard line, and looks like the Legends do get control of it. It was kind of a deceptive kick. I was looking much deeper than that, and suddenly everybody piling up just short of the 40-yard line.
Let's see what Northside can do here again, too. At that last drive, Holiday Robinson was awesome on that run, but there were some great blocks up front. And Jacob Lambert on that last drive, Joe, 6'6", 280, the junior, had a great block, and he's an interesting prospect, Joe. A big-time prospect, and if he can get on those weights and really skip rope, and he's going to love that, but if he can get his feet quicker, he's going to be a marvelous player, Joe.
Yeah, we really didn't see him much 2 weeks ago against Wayne. Play action fake. No, they do hand it up. There's Alex Holiday Robinson again. Blast up the middle. He's got a first down to about midfield, maybe a yard deep into Homestead territory.
Again, he's running behind Lambert, and we didn't get a chance to see him until the Wayne game, and he is going to be a big-time player, and I love his bloodlines because I played football with his daddy at South and I also played football with his uncle. He had an uncle, Tony Brower, who was a fantastic wide receiver for Southside in the early 90s. So great bloodlines, and you can't teach size, Joe. 6'6", 280, the junior.
Corday Williams brings the play call in from the bench from Mike Brevard, 3 wide right. Here's Bassett looking, giving ground, throws right side on the comeback catch. Catch is made and sprinting away at the 45 to the 40, and good for a first down.
Yeah, and I like this if I'm Coach Brevard, because you know what, right now, Bassett is competing, and Bassett's getting the ball out there. I can see what Coach Brevard's doing. He could have easily played Ronald Collins Jr. tonight at quarterback, Joe, but he wants Collins to get those snaps at slot. And when Deuce Taylor comes back, he wants to be at full strength with that. And it's a chance to get Bassett, some experience here. But Northside's competing here in the second half, and that would make me extremely happy if I'm Coach Brevard.
That was Jordan Turner, by the way, helping out his quarterback, coming back and runs for that first down. 1st and 10 now at the 39. Legends trying to put 2 scores back-to-back on the board. Here's a little giving ground and running wide to the left side. Not a lot there, but that'll be a positive gain to about the 35.
That's a great run by Holiday Robinson. He is hemmed in, Joe. He's able to plant the outside leg and just drive downfield, and that's what you want in the back. Holiday Robinson can show you his pads, and he can get skinny, and that time he gets through the hole, and there was nothing there. You see the strength, you see the speed, and you see the vision on that run.
Gain of 5, 2nd down and 5. They work from the left side hash mark now. Bassett on the read option. And the ball popped free.
Hottie Robinson on the carry, gain of about 1.
North does keep possession and maybe gains about a yard.
Yeah, and Bassett's going to realize as a quarterback, it's your responsibility to put that ball in there. Sometimes those backs go by so fast, Joe. You just want to gently put that ball in. I'm working on that with my JFL kids. I got a quarterback who wants to slam the ball in there. I'm like, no, just gently give it to him.
Ron Collins in. He's among the 3 wide to the right side in the slot. Wide side of the field for Brashawn Bassett, but he gives to Holiday Robinson. Starts right, cuts it up the middle, fights his way down to the 31.
Again, excellent Jacob Lambert. He's putting some tape down tonight. That time he has the quick feet, Joe. And when you have a tackle who can get out to a linebacker that fast, that's the kind of prospect you're looking at. I tell you, it's remarkable, Joe. We come out here and you see kids like Lambert, 6'6", 280, that have feet that quick and can move like that.
4th down and a couple. Legends going to roll the dice at the 32-yard line. Why not? They trail 47-14 here at home. Shotgun formation once again. Long count from the line of scrimmage. Trying to draw him off sides. No, they do run the ball, and Holiday Robinson cuts to his right side, breaks one tackle, and he'll be down to about the 27, and they will move the chains.
So underrated, Holiday Robinson. Again, he shows you the strength and he shows the wiggle and just the determination to get those yards. Extremely underrated, Joe.
1st and 10, north side. Impressive drive in the making right now. They've got it at the 28-yard line. We're approaching just over a minute remaining here in the quarter. This game that was delayed by weather and lightning. Some 2 hours, 47 minutes, and there's another snap over the head, and that'll be picking up, battle for it, and Homestead's going to have, no, let's see the scramble. Let's see who gets it. It is Homestead. They've got it at the 47-yard line of Northside.
And I think maybe Archibald recovered that one, but again, a bad snap, and that's just fatigue from Northside, and Bassett just couldn't cover that one, Joe, and I think he got kind of banged up on that play, so we'll see if Bassett's okay. Tell you, if I'm Homestead here, I think I maybe put some other kids in and get Goody out of the game here. You're up 47-14, late in the 3rd. Get some other kids some snaps and see what you got on down the line.
See all the first unit in there. Scavo, Braden Hardwick. He's run for 3 touchdowns tonight. There's Kistler in wide to the near side. And Luke Goody at quarterback out of the pistol. Looks on the read option again. Does give it off to Hardwick. Stacked up. He will get a gain of about a yard and a half to about the 46 of the Legends.
Homestead's been so well coached and so well schooled, and this offense is so explosive. But I get Hardwick out of the game, and I get Goody out of the game. I mean, it's 47-14. You get a huge game next week with Carroll. Give them a break. Play some other kids. And the other thing that's going to help Homestead, Joe, is Carroll plays tomorrow now against Southside, so a little bit of an advantage also for Homestead.
You have Max Schultz out there right now, wing back off to the left side. Clock at 20 seconds remaining here late in this 3rd quarter. Goody's got motion. Scavo looks on the sweep, hands it off. Scavo got a block, turns the corner at the 45 of Northside, driven out of bounds across the way. Out around the 44, maybe the 45. That'll be just a short gain of about a yard, Joe.
Yeah, and I like that left tackle for Homestead, Owen Heyer, Joe. 5'11", 230, the junior throws a nice block.
That will do it at the end of the 3rd quarter, 47-14. End of 3 here at Chambers Field, but pretty much all Homestead here tonight. We'll be back. Quarter 4 action coming up, IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent.
Goody pass complete. Number 1, Cavo.
Little pitch and catch on third down and long, and on the receiving end we've got Ethan Chambers in there now with that catch. They move the chain, so Spartans beginning to filter in some new numbers now, Joe, and also see Nate Anderson checking into the ball game.
Yeah, and just across the way over at Zollner Stadium on the Summit City platform, it's 21-8 in the fourth quarter, so it's 21-0 Dwenger, and Concordia's fighting hard to stick around. Those Concordia kids always play so hard for Coach Manigault.
1st and 10. Jeff Goody stays in there as the quarterback, barking out the signals, looks to hand the ball off. There's a little bit of a hole in the middle, and backing through there, that'll be a carry inside the 35 to the 33.
Miller on the tackle.
Homestead still pushing hard with their tempo. Hardwick's in there running the ball, and Luke Goody's operating the offense, so still seeing a lot of starters, and we've seen a couple guys that have come in now. You mentioned Max Schultz, the sophomore. He's a good-looking prospect, Joe, 5'11", 170. And also on the outside, Nate Anderson, you mentioned him, another sophomore, 6 feet, 165. So some good players on the outside for Homestead.
Big tackle starting tonight. Stay out there. Grant Parker on one side, Owen Hiron at the other. Motion now left to right by Anderson. Misdirection. They'll give it up the middle. And it'll be a gain inside the 30 again. Braden Hardwick to about the 27.
And those carries are adding up. That's an awful lot of carries for Hardwick. It'd be interesting to see, who would be the backup running back and get some of those carries. I think Max Schultz could run the ball a little bit in the backfield too, Joe.
Right now the clock, the ally of the Spartans. Head coach as well as anybody, Joe. And, back in his mind, Chad Zolman's already thinking about Carroll next Friday night.
Yeah, he sure is.
1st and 10. Check it. It is 1st and 10. Inside of 10 minutes. Motion again. Will they give it off to Nate Anderson? No, it's a sweep coming back. That north side is there to sniff that out. Again, there's one of your favorite legends, Theo Redmond.
Nobody plays harder than Theo Redmond. Did you see how he ended that play and slammed Hardwick into the turf? That's why if I'm Homestead, Hardwick wouldn't be out there playing right now, because I'm telling you, it's 47-14. But Northside's got some bad boys on that defense, and a couple of their names are Redmond. And I would get Hardwick out of the game. It's just not worth it to have those carries build up. But I love Redmond. Redmond, it doesn't matter what the score is. He plays hard every single play.
Losses back outside the 34. Here's Goody, legs it out, rolling to the right. Will he throw? He does to the corner. Incomplete pass. That was intended inside the 5.
I thought he had Scavo on that. It's a nice thrown ball. But how about Hardwick? He takes a huge hit like that and just shows you the toughness to shake it off.
Now it'll be 3rd down and long. 3rd and 17. Clock stopped with 9:01 remaining. Well, we talked about Homestead thinking about Carroll and Northside and South, your old alma mater, next Friday night. Jack Weicker Stadium, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, if Deuce Taylor comes back, and I think he'll come back and play next week, that's going to be a tough game for South.
Here's Goody. Short drop, 2 steps, looks, dances, throws to the left side. He's got a man. That one incomplete. That was through traffic. Again, Northside had 3 legends back there defending.
Yeah, Holiday Robinson checked in the game at safety, and he knocks that football away. So pretty good defense with Northside. And you got to think, if Deuce Taylor comes back and plays next week, you got South, you got Northrop, and you got Concordia.
Sound like Mike Brevard. He was talking about that.
They run the table. I mean, they run the table, and they're 5-4. So I think there's a lot of things for Coach Brevard to point to and to be excited about.
So now it'll be 4th down, 4th and 17, and the Spartans are going to go for it. Goody looks, throws the fade to the right side. He's got a man out there, but he overthrew his intended receiver. Had a chance on that. Now, that was a play they were making last week against Snyder.
Yeah, he was, but that time Devontae Rogers, number 54 for Northside, the senior, 5'11", 240, he got in Goody's face. And Goody's getting some pressure from Northside tonight. Last week, he didn't have any pressure at all. The ball was out so fast, but Northside's grinding away and doing a little better job here in the second half. And Goody doesn't have all day long to stand back there and throw the football tonight.
Legends get their first 4th down stop of the night. They'll take over the football right around their own 33-yard line now. Just over 8 minutes time remaining in this ball game. Rashawn Bassett, a freshman. High snap, he's got that. There's Alex Holiday Robinson. Breaks free at the 35 and gets another 2-3 yards up close to the 30. Well, just across, short of the 38.
Yeah, and that was Evan Ormsby, the backup defensive lineman, number 53, 6'3", 235, who closes down and makes that tackle. So we're seeing some different numbers in there, Joe, but that's a nice play by Ormsby to come down and make that tackle.
Yeah, here's Isaac Parrish also gets in this series. So Chad Zolman didn't lie to you. He is filtering in some of the troops. That was a gain of 5, though. 2nd down and 5 at 7:30 time remaining. 3 wide to the left side. High snap. That's grabbed by Bassett. Gets away from one, but going nowhere. Now that was close to a late hit.
Yeah, that was close. That was good hustle and chase for Homestead, and it's tough because when you've stood in the sideline all night and you finally get in, you want to make a play. That was the backup linebacker, Trey Hurst. 6'2", 190, the junior. He's another good prospect. You know, Homestead's loaded at linebacker this year, but Hurst will be a factor coming up on next season. But, yeah, those snaps are frustrating. You got to get those snaps. And, you know, you go out of shotgun, and you can't bobble that snap because it blows the whole timing of the play.
The loss is back to the north 36-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Legends trying to bring the ball up just short of their own 44. And here's Bassett. Starts right, now flush to his left, throws on the move, floats it out there, a catch is made, but they'll be short of the 1st down. But even that's a positive step, Joe, would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's Ronald Collins Jr. out there. But what you saw that time with Bassett, the pocket began to break down. He didn't panic. He drifted to his left, planted his feet, and threw a good ball. You can see where Bassett has a ton of potential, and he'll be a factor the next few years.
We'll remind everybody again, tonight's game being brought to you by Acme Bar and Grill, located at 1105 East State Boulevard. Kurt's Mio Power Wash, and by Indiana Wesleyan University. They're on the web at indws.edu. 4th down, in Alex Holiday Robinson breaks free. Now they got him by a shirt tail, but he's all the way inside the Homestead 40, down to the 35 and another yard or 2.
Yeah, and Robinson just drags those tacklers, and you got to wrap him up, and you can't hit him high. He's too good of a back, so starting to put some numbers together and having a good game, Joe.
Well, we keep talking about next week. We've kind of looked forward to the battle for the totem pole, and what's it like that week of preparation? Do you sense this is something special when you get ready on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday?
Oh yeah, it's just a whole different feel. It's kind of like St. Francis when you guys take on Marion. You know, it's just a whole different feel. Everybody listens closer, and you just can feel the difference all week long.
Legends got it at the Homestead 34. There's another bad snap over the head, and Bassett picks it up, rolls to his right side, buying some time, throws the ball, and that one is going to be out of bounds. Well, the good news, he didn't panic, was able to pick it up, and the first couple of times that happened, it bounced right up to him. Not that time, but again, did not give up the lost yardage.
With a week like that, Joe, too, also your family members, your friends, everybody at school wants to know how you're going to do, how's the game going to go. So sometimes I thought it was a little bit irritating at times because I just really wanted to dial in and focus, but it is a whole different week. I mean, and that's a game you really circle and point towards, and sometimes at this point in the season you need that to kind of refocus and refire your engines.
And that kind of a game, Joe, doesn't care what the records are.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That's for bragging rights. North against the South will be there next. The high snap again, but Bassett's got it, gives ground, throws to the right, catch is made at the 30-yard line and sprinting away. There's a run nicely, and is that Rodney Woods again?
Like maybe Jordan Turner that time that caught that.
No, Ontrell Franklin.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Bassett here in the second half, Joe. That was he handled the snap, and that ball came out on time. And you see how easily he can throw that ball and how fluid he is. So he is a good-looking prospect. I know he made a couple of tough throws in the first half, but if I'm Coach Brevard, I'm very happy with the way he's responding in the second half.
He does not get rattled easily back there. He's had some reason to become rattled. 1st and 10 now. Legends on the move. Shotgun formation. Looks off. Looks to the left. Throws in the middle. He's got a catch made for a touchdown. Jordan Turner.
And how about that? And you said it, Joe Parson. He looked off the defender, and he hit Jordan Turner on the skinny post right back in the middle of the field, and the ball was on time. Excellent play. I see you, Rashawn Bassett. That's the way you battle back and play the quarterback position. And, man, you think about Deuce Taylor, and you think about Bassett as a backup. The future's bright for Northside at quarterback.
They have competed tonight. You've got to say that for the Legends. They have not folded their tent. They battled back. Right-footed kick is on the way by Romero, and good. 47-21, so Northside, with 3:48 remaining on the board once again, will step out. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
Well, Mike Brevard's got to be happy with what he's seen here of late of his team. First, they forced the fourth down stop, and that's against the ones by and large of Homestead. And then they come back and move the ball for a touchdown.
And Northside's won the second half, and that's what I point to. If I'm Coach Brevard, it was 40-7 at the half, and Northside's won the second half. And you're right, Joe. A lot of ones have been in there for Homestead. I'm gonna make a prediction, and don't slap me, okay? I know me and my predictions. I was right, though, about my prediction of Homestead being the best in the conference this year. After this game, Deuce Taylor comes back next week. I think Northside will win their last 3 games and finish 5-4.
Now, you realize what you're saying. You're picking them against your Archers.
No, I hate that, but I'm so happy we got our first win last week.
Bounding ball that comes down to the 30-yard line, and right away the Spartans don't want to mess around. They'll fall on it. That was Max Schultz that did fall on the ball, so the Spartans will have first and 10.
And what's going to be interesting is if Northrop can beat Lures tomorrow, I think when Northrop and Northside play, whoever wins that game is going to be 5-4, and they're also in the same sectional. And also, Joe, as you know, and Duanger's moved up to 5A, and they're in that sectional with Goshen, Northrop, Northside, and Duanger, so kind of an interesting 5A sectional.
Grady Swing has checked in now, a 6'2 sophomore quarterback, so Luke Goody's night is done. Also, they've got a new running back, that's Tyler Burris in there. Burris will get the call, steps out of one tackle and runs straight ahead across the 35 and up to the 39, about the 39-yard line. That's a pretty good run by that young man.
Yeah, it was a good run, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of these sophomores. You mentioned Grady Swing, 6'2", 160, has a good arm. Number 7, Tyler Burris. Now, he's a senior in there, but also a sophomore for Homestead, number 81, Nate Anderson's good. And I'm really excited to see the defensive back, Austin Keyser, 5'8", 150. Joe, he can do a backflip, a side flip. He's an extremely explosive athlete.
Colton Larman also in this series for the Spartans. Motion back near side on a sweep. They'll hand it off. And a good job is got a block. Was that Caleb Fritsch? It was. Caleb Fritsch on the carry.
Yeah, 5'7", 155, and another good player. You saw him plant the outside leg and get upfield.
Now we've got a player down. Looks like we're going to have an injury here. Timeout. Looks like it's one of the Legends. So we will take a break with a timeout down below. Stoppage of play. The injury timeout brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Winning combination with the IHSAA. 47-21 here at Chambers Field. Spartans on top, and we'll be back. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket. remaining in this weather-delayed football game, and we'll see if we get out of here by midnight. But, of course, first concern is going to the injured legend. Not been able to get a number right now. He's on his back. Joe, in the meantime, maybe take a look at some of the results elsewhere. And
yeah, late in the fourth quarter, it's Bishop Dwenger 27, Concordia 8. That game was 21-0 Dwenger. Dwenger obviously physical, but Concordia plays so hard for Coach Manigault, and they're trying to hang around that game. But it looks like Dwenger will win and continue moving on. Snyder was up big on Wayne over at Spoller. They were just all over Wayne, and poor Wayne, after all the weeks to catch Snyder. You catch him the week after they lose to Homestead. Snyder was in a foul mood tonight, and they took it out on Wayne. The Southside Carroll game is postponed to tomorrow. Bishop Lures and Northrop is postponed tomorrow, and I tell you what, I think that's Lambert.
It is.
It is. Holding my breath that he's okay. He was clenching his knee. 6'6", 280, and he's such a tremendous prospect, and I was so excited to come out and see him tonight. So I really hope he's okay. As far as in the county, East Noble wins again. They stay undefeated. And that game you had your eye on, South Adams, 42-14, all over Adams Central. So Homestead, East Noble, and South Adams are your Area 3 unbeatens.
Yeah, Starfires are the real deal this year. There was movement defensively. That'll cost the Legends some yardage.
We saw a good 1A semi-state game last year. We made that trip with Adams Central and Pioneer, and there's a lot of talk of South Adams, having the team to get down to the Dome, Joe, so that'll be interesting. And also East Noble, that's a good conference out there in the county. Columbia City's better this year, DeKalb's better, so East Noble's got some challenges.
Well, we saw DeKalb against New Haven, and we thought the Barons would be tough for East Noble. They weren't. Here's a quarterback keeper, and the late pitch, and that one is picked up by the Legends, and they're going to run back. That Theo Redmond pick up the loose ball. The Legends, with 92 seconds remaining, going to have another opportunity to get on the board.
And that's a funny-looking play because it's the option short side, but he's throwing that ball backwards. Grady's swing is, and that's a fumble. That's a good call. And how about the Legends, Joe? They continue to play hard, and man, I like that if I'm Coach Brevard. I can teach off this second half if I'm Coach Brevard because I saw the ability to hustle, I saw the ability to compete, and I saw the ability not to quit with the Legends.
So Northside's got another opportunity. They've got 92 seconds to work with. 47-21, ball at the 32-yard line. And here is Bassett, does hand it off. Here's a run to the right side. Let's see, is that Holiday Robinson still in there?
A lot of those kids in the game for Homestead play JV. You're not going to see a back like that in JV. A back that has the ability to run and cut like that with Holiday Robinson.
He'll carry it down to the 24-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 7.
I'd be greedy if I was Coach Brevard here. I would kind of run my two-man offense and hurry up. And I'd love to hang one more touchdown on them.
Yeah, they're running out of time. We're inside of 1 minute now.
I would hurry up if I'm Northside.
And they are taking a lot of time. Rod?
You won the second half 21-7. Why not win it 28-7? Have something to really point to.
Ronald Collins in the middle of 3 wide to the left side. Bassett high snap again. He's got it. Pump fake. Steps up. He'll run. He's got some running room. Cuts to the 20. 15 slides down at about the 12-yard line. Clock continues to run.
Good decision in the first half. He threw an interception because he threw the fade into cover 2. That time he tucks it and makes the right decision.
Now they hurry up offense for the Legends. They run the clock, and Bassett drops the throw. Throws right side into the corner of the end zone. That one is batted down, incomplete.
A good job by the safety coming over for Homestead. I thought Bassett had an opening that time, but Homestead comes over and makes the play, and that's a good job that time, Joe.
Trying to find Corday Williams, but too many Spartans back there defending in that right corner of the end zone. Still 23 seconds to play. Bassett drops to throw again. Looks, throws over the middle, and that one incomplete.
Pass, return incomplete.
Yeah, a little better defense this time for Homestead. They're stiffening a little bit in the secondary now, trying to keep Northside out of the end zone.
It'll be 3rd down and 10 with the ball at the 14-yard line. They can get a first down without scoring. They'll stay with the trips to the left side. High, bad snap over the head again. Picked up by Bassett. Looking to come back, throws into a crowd. That one also incomplete.
What's tough about those snaps, Joe, are you're so exhausted. You got to sprint all the way back and get the ball, then try to throw it. I mean, it's exhausting.
I'll tell you, the timekeeper's exhausted, too. He kept running that clock down to 2 seconds. He says,
just one more play.
We got to get out of here. It's Saturday.
It's got the same problem we have. It's after midnight. Where are we going to eat, you know? These late kickoffs.
He said, it's Saturday morning. I got to get to bed. Time for one more snap. Northside does huddle up. Now they come up to the line of scrimmage. Well, let's see if Bassett tries to stick one into the end zone somewhere. Homestead dropping 3 back into coverage. They'll run the ball. Here's Holiday Robinson's not going to make it. Tripped up at the 5, but time runs out even if he's got the first down. And that's the way this one is going to end. And a 47-21 victory for Homestead. But Northside had some moments here tonight and something to build upon.
Yeah, they did. I thought Northside competed well in the second half, won the second half. But Homestead was very businesslike, took care of business, handled things, and now rivalry week next week. Homestead gets Carroll and North gets South.
47-21 the final. We're coming back with the Auburn Financial Management abbreviated postgame show when we return. We will be back. This is IHSAA Football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th.
And it started out with just a flourish of points that kind of unexpectedly, Joe, because Homestead won the toss, deferred. That means they would kick away. And the expectation was that they might have the ball back very quickly. Well, they did get the ball back pretty quickly, but not the way they imagined, because Jaylen Harris was back there for Northside to catch that opening kickoff and return it 96 yards for an opening touchdown for the Legends. They were off and running, had an early 7-0 lead, and unfortunately for Legends fans, that would be about it for much of the ball game. They would see the Homestead Spartans put 40 unanswered points on the board to lead it 40-7 at halftime. Now Homestead would get 3 passing touchdowns tonight from Luke Goody. They would get 3 rushing touchdowns from Braden Hardwick. But again, some positive notes for the Legends night that we mentioned, the 96-yard touchdown return on the kickoff by Jaylen Harris. Later on, they would get a nice run of 48 yards by Alex Holiday Robinson to the house for a touchdown. And then Bassett, the emerging freshman quarterback, he made some good plays, some bad plays, but felt like he improved all night long, Joe, and did hook up with Jordan Turner for a 23-yard touchdown late in the ball game. And again, the final score 47-21. How about your thoughts?
I thought Northside battled back a little bit in the second half and showed some heart. I think Northside's going to be fine. They should have Deuce Taylor next week. They should be at full strength against my Archers. And I think the big question for Northside for me is I hope that the offensive tackle, Jacob Lambert's okay. It looked like he hurt a knee out there.
Yeah,
so
he was limping.
He's okay. He was limping pretty good, because if they can have him back and get Deuce Taylor back, I know it might sound a little bit crazy. I think they could possibly run the table, but they're going to need Lambert. They're going to need Deuce Taylor back. But as far as Homestead, business-like performance, took care of business out here. A real screwy night and kind of a screwy game with the delay and everything, but Homestead handled it well. They have good leadership, and now rivalry week next week, and they got a big one against Carroll. I'm telling you, we saw Carroll against Snyder. Carroll's front four is nasty to deal with, so that Homestead offensive line is going to get a challenge next Friday night.
Spartans, though, take their record undefeated down to 6-0, and Northside, yeah, they dropped to 2-4, but they competed here tonight. And, of course, next Friday night at Southside for the totem pole, and we'll be there on Fox Sports with our pregame. We assume we'll be having a pregame at about 6:40, but well, it depends on the good Lord, too. And then, as we mentioned, Homestead with finishing that 2-game road trip at Carroll next Friday night. 47-21 the final here tonight. Homestead stays undefeated. Special thanks. Our studio producer, his name B.J. Steele, working a late night with the rest of us here at Chambers Field. For Joe Auburn, Tommy Norris, I'm Joe Parson, and all the SummitCitySports.com crew. Till next Friday night, so long, everybody. Thanks so very much for listening. We be gone.